We now return to the program. It's a Debtful Life.
2 auto loans, 6 credit cards. Sometimes I wish I'd never taken out all this debt.
Oh, you should never say that, especially since Alcoa 10 will pay you up to $500 for your debt.
Who are you? Are you an angel?
Close. I'm a loan officer at Alcoa 10.
Teacher said that whenever you hear cha-ching, someone refinance a loan at Alcoa 10.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Equal housing lender.
Spring is here and it's time to party. Who wants to spend hours upon hours on the smoker while everyone else is having a good time? Nobody. That's who. Call Dead End Barbecue at 865-414-9417 and let a top 100 barbecue restaurant handle the food so you can enjoy your party. The school year is getting close to ending, which means graduation parties and end-of-the-year celebrations. Don't be stuck on the grill. Pick up the phone and call 865-414-9417 and ask for Leah. Dead End Barbecue. Your catering search is over.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain event.
It's my time.
With your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chunks are gonna bow down with him.
It's time for the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 25 and a Rick Flex.
Yak, 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 yak.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. 865-200-5503 is our telephone number to the B Dry Waterproofing Hotline. 850 AM, 100.9 FM, Rocky Top Sports. Brad Matthews, Jason Swain, Charlie Burris here, and glad that you can join us one day after the 4th of July. And what a celebration yesterday. Barbecue, nice cold beer, barbecue, fireworks.
More cold beer.
More cold beer, fireworks. In some parts of America, you don't know if there's fireworks or if it's people celebrating a different way without fireworks. And I tell you, we got a chance to experience fireworks, not because I shot any off, but because, you know, I have neighbors that like to partake in the shooting of fireworks. And I'm not talking about bottle rockets or Roman candles. I mean, I think they put on a production last night. So
oh, wow.
We shut off some big boys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that. That way I ain't got to do it.
If you're going to do it big.
That's right.
That's what I say.
Yeah, thank you.
I love just I was over in Farragut and standing and hearing, obviously we were shooting off our own fireworks, but just standing on the night of 4th of July and just hearing from like all sides fireworks going off or whatever it might have been, you know, you just think this is the most American moment of my year right here.
And to cap it all off, you mix a little being chased by a skunk who has already sprayed 2 dogs that you are currently with.
That is unfortunate.
That was an eventful night.
You got chased by
Borderline
a skunk?
chased.
Why didn't you use fireworks, man?
I mean, we used something on it.
Bust
Roman candles out.
Yeah, bust them up.
Boom. Boom. Man, we busted him up. Don't worry. Best believe the skunk was taken care of. Not by fireworks, though. That's a little cruel.
That's true.
We're going to put it out of its misery real quick.
Don't light the skunk on fire.
From a distance.
Thank you.
I'll let you read between the lines.
Yeah. Thank you, Jason Pierre-Paul, for ruining most of our 4th of July with your picture.
I saw that.
What do you think he was doing yesterday?
Horrifying.
You better be inside reading a book.
Yeah, reflecting on life and
reading a book and staying away from fireworks.
Seeing how fortunate it is for his scenario, his future, and he still has a chance in the NFL and still a top-end edge rusher.
Yeah. I mean, he put out his photos, and I was like, you know what, guys? You know what? I'm not hungry anymore. I think I'm okay. Let's pack it in, guys. Lunch is over. Dinner is over. No more. I don't need anything else to eat. But yeah, he showed his hand. and I think he has like 2 fingers that's okay, and the 3 are just, oh man, they don't even look like.
It was absolutely horrifying.
They look fake. Yeah, it's
They
bad.
do look fake.
Yeah, it's bad. So thank you, JPP, for ruining our 4th. It's all your fault, man. 865-255-03. We'll talk about Jake Fromm.
Yeah, speaking of injured hands.
Man, did Jake Fromm land on a helmet? He hurt his hand.
Sounded like he landed on like a wakeboard or something. What did it say? A freak lake accident?
What are you doing, Jake
Broke his
Fromm?
hand.
He has showed so much maturity on the field since he has arrived at Athens. But I don't know if junior and senior quarterbacks are putting themselves in this position at the lake. But maybe I'm wrong. But he
Freak boating accident.
suffered a broken hand in a freak lake accident.
So when you read that before, like, the helmet thing, everything related to Butch Jones, where does your head go? Like, what could have happened? I'm thinking, like, maybe wakeboarding, tubing, whatever being drugged behind the boat gets slung off. Maybe his hand comes down on a piece of driftwood. Hand comes down on another significant other. Maybe their head. Something hard. Breaks their hand. Fractures their hand. I don't know. I could see it.
I could imagine if you're aggressive with water sports. I mean, I've wakeboarded, kneeboarded. I can't ski. Never have been able to. But, done water sports my entire life. And if you get aggressive and you fall, I mean, it's a hard piece of whatever it's made out of, fiberglass,
Yeah.
whatever it might be, carbon fiber. I don't know.
You never know.
But very not smart.
I think plenty of time too. Plenty of time.
Yeah, got a full month before even camp starts. I could see him potentially missing camp there. Don't want to speculate really, but I think that's at worst. This is non-throwing hand, and ultimately I think he comes away from this just fine.
Yeah,
he got lucky walking away from being stupid.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
I mean, you got less than a month away before you report, and I just don't.
He's still a 19-year-old kid.
I understand that, but you're not a normal 19-year-old kid, and you just got to be really,
fair.
really, really smart. So I get it. You still want to have fun. You still want to go out and take advantage of the free time that you have left, because once you report, it's over. It is over. You are going to class every day. You are going to workouts every day. You're practicing. You're not going to have this free time. So, hey, go out and take advantage of it the best way you can. But you just got to be careful, because what you do can affect the entire football team, can affect the entire football program if you're not healthy, if you put yourself in harm's way. So glad that looks like he will be okay long term. I'm pretty sure Justin Fields was like, what happened? Oh, all right. It's my time. It's my time to shine. The same way that Jake Fromm got his job by taking advantage of Jacob Eason being out, maybe Justin Fields, the number 1 quarterback coming in high school last year, maybe he will get some better opportunities there in fall camp and take advantage of them. I don't know. But
door's wide open for him.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Let's get to Andy. We'll talk to Chris Lofton in hour 3 here in the show. We'll talk a little bit about J.J. Peterson. He is the last individual that Tennessee is waiting on to get into school. He is the All-American linebacker from Georgia, Colquitt County High School. And Tennessee is waiting for J.J. Peterson. He's the last guy. And so we'll discuss J.J. a little bit later as well. So first, let's get to Andy. Andy, good morning. Andy. Going once.
I think Andy might be hungover from last night.
Going twice.
Let's not assume. He could be asleep, though.
Well, that's
all
true.
right, Andy.
Might have been working.
When you wake up, call us back. I think Andy had a good time last night.
Man, he's been on a roll too of not being asleep when we answer his call.
Maybe he had his phone on mute.
Maybe. Well, either way.
Does Andy sleep? Is he ready?
No, I think he's asleep. I hear a subtle snore in the background.
Well, how did he call back?
He didn't call back. I just put him on hold. See if I could wake him up. It has worked before.
Put him through. Let me hear him snore.
It was real subtle.
I don't hear him snore.
Maybe it's a little too soft.
Andy. Is he a baby? Or a pig?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Andy, where are you, man?
I bet he comes back.
All right, drop Andy. He'll call back.
Till he's detonated.
I want to hear him snore. Come on, Andy. You can't call into the sports show and then fall asleep.
Andy.
You can't do that, man. 865-255-03, B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline.
I want to handle a little administrative work here right off the top.
Go for
it. Over the weekend. Well, it wasn't the weekend. It was a Tuesday.
No, yesterday felt like a
Tuesday to
Saturday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
And yet I woke up.
It felt like a weekend.
Yeah.
Yesterday felt like Saturday.
Today's a work day.
It did. But we had David on the text box. He said, I'm a brand new Swain Event Plus subscriber, the Triple OG kind. Do I still get the color-changing cup? Yes. If you sign up before July 15th, you definitely do. And he said, I'm having trouble locating the extra content to listen to all of our podcasts and everything. If you can't figure out, I'll try to message you on Swain Event Plus on our Patreon website if I can. But if I don't, SwainEventPlus@gmail.com. Email me, and I'll walk you through it. Nice and easy. Wanted to handle that before I forgot. So.
Yeah. Charlie will hold your hand.
Yep.
And make sure that you are okay. We
done it with folks already.
Absolutely.
Don't worry
Absolutely.
about
And you do not want to miss this next players only meeting podcast. You do not want to miss it. So you want to make sure that you are signed up and that you are locked and loaded and ready to go because we got some really good stuff coming up and start on Monday. We'll release it on Monday. Monday will be a big one. Monday will be a big one. We're looking forward to that. 865-255-03, B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Stay with us. Be right back.
Hour one of the Swain event is brought to you by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are located conveniently off the Lover Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
When you or a loved one is injured in an accident, there are a lot of questions. There are medical bills, lost work time, damages. What will you do? You'll need someone who will have your back. Call former Marine Marcos Garza, 865-540-8300. The Garza Law Firm will be with you every step of the way. Put this number in your phone right now, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. Learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you. Log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com. At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 2701 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, let Jared Castile and Butler Vines and Babb fight for you.
If you've been thinking about getting a new mattress, don't wait. Shop any Better Mattress location right now. They are doing major spring cleaning. Over half the floor is half off. Get that guest bed you've been thinking about for a great price at Better Mattress. They're making way for new inventory and have incredible deals that won't last. The Swain event listeners get the first chance. The sooner you go in, the more choices you'll have. These are going to go fast. With just 2 weeks before new models hit the floor, Better Mattress needs to make room, and you are hearing about it first. Shop the spring cleaning liquidation sale at Better Mattress. Right now, half the floor is half off. Good night just got better. BEDRmattress.com.
You're listening to the Swain event.
And you know this, man.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. The new lunch specials at Dead End Barbecue will knock your socks off. Yesterday was the kitchen sink burrito.
That sounds incredible.
The kitchen sink burrito. Today is the Bernie Mac skillet, a generous portion of pimento mac and cheese. It's one of their best items at Dead End Barbecue.
Absolutely.
I love pimento mac and cheese.
But they put it in this cast iron skillet, and then they top the pimento mac and cheese with brisket burnt ends, and they garnish it with a spicy barbecue wing sauce. Green onions, if you are a vegetarian and you want to experience this pimento mac and cheese, but you don't want the burnt ends, that's fine. They have an option for you. You can top your mac and cheese with grilled peppers and onions and roasted garlic tomato wedges, and then you still get the spicy barbecue wing sauce and onion straws. Oh, my goodness. And then on Friday.
On special. All of that on special.
Yes. Friday through Sunday. Here it is, folks. Friday through Sunday. Bacon, wrap, shrimp, and grits. Man, oh man. Friday through Sunday. Bacon, wrap, shrimp, and grits. Let's get to Andy before he falls asleep. Andy, what's up, man?
What's
up? Andy,
Yo.
we have to talk about this Be Dry waterproofing hotline discipline here. Where were you, man? We called you. We were waiting for you to drop these nuggets. What happened? Where'd you go, man? Did you fall asleep?
Well, no. I kept waiting for it here. It was quiet, so I thought, usually sometimes it'll go quiet for a minute. I didn't realize it was already 7:10. I got a phone call. And I can't tell you who it is because it's kind of a little bit private. But he's like, "Hey, are you asleep?" I'm like, "No, I ain't asleep." I was like, "I didn't know it actually hung up until my homie called me." So yeah, it's kind of funny.
So wait a minute. Someone else who was listening called you and asked you if you were asleep, or just some random person called you and just asked you if you were asleep?
Well.
You don't have to tell me who it is because it's
they're
private.
A listener, Andy.
But yeah, he did. He called me. He's like, "You're asleep?" I was like, "No, I'm just sitting here waiting."
That's right. I like it that other callers are holding you accountable, Andy. That is leadership. This person's a leader.
He is my homie. So anyway, well, I hear Tennessee's trying to flip Jaden Hazelwood from Georgia.
Absolutely.
What do you think about that?
Along with other players who are committed to other schools too. Yep, he is a 5-star receiver. He's been committed to Georgia for a while. Maybe tough to do that, but you absolutely try.
I think we can do it. I mean, with my Lord, look at what else we've got. So anything could happen.
That would be you'd be stealing the number one player out of the state of Georgia. If they pulled that off, that would be maybe the greatest recruiting coup I've ever seen. Not impossible, but I'll put it in that context.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go there yet.
The number one player out of the state of Georgia after a year where Georgia just mopped up like they'd have, that would be pretty incredible.
But, like, what's the kid's background? It's not like we know for a fact that he's been diehard Bulldog all of his life.
True,
and this
that's
is
fair.
just like we're going into the depths of hell to pull this guy to Knoxville.
Yeah, he may be having second thoughts. I don't know.
Cedar Grove.
Well, I'm not making fun of it, but I read today that Jake Fromm broke his hand. I'm like, it's not looking too good for Georgia at the moment.
At the moment, good thing they don't play for another 2 months. So they
gave themselves. Yeah. Thankfully, his stupidity has a little bit of runway.
Yeah. And they only have the number one quarterback on the roster from last year.
Could be better.
Yeah, last year's recruiting class, they only signed the best quarterback in the country. So
I'll even go out on a limb and say this. I don't even know if it's a limb. More talent, like God-given ability in Justin Fields. Just does he have what Jake Fromm has between the ears? Because that is rare, what Jake Fromm has between the ears.
Yeah.
Leadership ability, a calm presence in the pocket, does not get rattled.
Yeah. Georgia has time. It's not like they're playing Alabama first game or Florida the first game of the season either. So they have time. They have time to get the offense settled, for Jake Fromm to come back and knock the rust off.
They got Austin P week 1.
They'll be okay, man. They'll be okay, Andy. But you're speaking just like a true Tennessee fan. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You know, we ain't played no games yet, so we can't have no bad luck yet.
Not yet, Andy. Not yet. Andy, thanks for the phone call, man.
All right, brother. Y'all take it easy.
All right, see you. What makes college football so special is recruiting and seeing who's going to be the next superstar, but it's the fans, man. The fans, here we are, it's July, and the fans are feeling very optimistic about their football team, and you get to talking trash with other fan bases, and that's a part of it. It's supposed to be fun, but some fans just take it way too serious. It's a game. It is a game. And just because my team is not undefeated doesn't mean that you can't talk at all. So you can't talk at all. You can't even talk about college football. You can't say one word just because your team stinks. You can't make a obvious observation just because your team stinks. If another team does something really stupid, you can't say, hey, that's stupid. Because if you do, you can't say anything because your team stinks. Well, okay, let me call my buddy who's a fan of Georgia and let him point out the same stupid move that this football program has made since I can't say anything. It's silly. I know that my team, University of Tennessee, we stunk last year. We was embarrassing. I mean, it was awful. 4-8, 0-4 in the conference. It was embarrassing.
The worst season I've ever experienced as a Tennessee.
It was embarrassing. But you're not going to tell me.
In any sport.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah, not even close.
But you're not going to tell me if I see Jim McElwain on top of a shark, I'm not going to laugh just because my team stunk. I'm sorry. I am laughing. You're not going to tell me that if I see a photo shot from Joker Phillips and it looks like my 4-year-old made it on Paint, the program on the old school Windows operating system,
ain't nothing wrong with Paint,
that I'm not going to laugh. You're not going to tell me that if a college, a football program in the SEC refers to themselves as state champions, oh, I'm going to laugh. I'm going to laugh. You better believe it. If a fan from another school decides to poison a tree because he's upset at a different fan base, I'm going to laugh, and I'm going to point out stupidity. I don't care if my team is 4-8. I don't care if my team is 0-8, because I will call out my own team for being stupid. We had to do it many times. Many times.
Yeah, that that was like I had a number of people who were Auburn fans that followed me for a time for whatever reason. I say had because when they lost to UCF in the Sugar Bowl, I made lots of jokes.
You did troll like crazy.
Their response was, "Well, you guys were terrible this year." Yes, 100%.
Absolutely.
Tennessee was terrible.
We stunk.
You guys lost to UCF in the Sugar Bowl. Sorry, don't do that. And then I won't make fun of you. Like my freedom of speech is not quelled because Tennessee had a terrible season. What you did is objectively terrible, losing in the Sugar Bowl.
But I don't think
a team
anywhere
from the
close
AAC.
comparable.
The what?
I don't think it's comparable though.
Probably not.
In that, for instance. But I love your heart in the Twitter. Just like rile people up. You do you.
Exactly. I do not care what these Auburn fans think.
College football is like recess, okay?
Yeah.
You know, we wait all year for college football. You wait all day for recess. So you got lunch, you have social studies, you have math, you have all these classes you have to go through in class. But recess though, PE, kickball, dodgeball.
Monkey bars?
This is what you live for as like a second grader. You can't wait. You got your new shoes on. Got your new socks on. Oh, man, you can't wait to get to the monkey bars. You can't wait to get to the kickball. You got the steel-toe boots on. You can't wait
to send it over the swings, man.
you're
Those
going
steel-toe boots.
to be a DH, a designated hitter. You're not going to be able to run any bases, though, with those boots. No. But you can kick it to the next county. Okay, and you're waiting for this moment. You mean tell me that just because my team stunk, I can't participate, I can't talk? College football season is recess. We wait all year for this. And just because we can't beat or score a point against Georgia, or we barely beat UMass, I can't say anything about college football teams? Oh, no.
Why'd you have to bring up UMass?
Man, I'm just saying.
We talk about offers and not scoring points, goose eggs, worst season ever, and then we brought up UMass. Just that much. It gets worse and worse and worse. That's true. But it might as well have been a loss.
It's kind of like in any instance in sports, the policing of comments is so annoying to me. The actually guy. I've seen it so much with the World Cup in soccer. Where there's this set of guys who watch soccer habitually. And so they know it well, they know all the players and everything, and anyone who tweets about it, they have to pop in there, and they got to give you their, actually, you don't know anything about soccer, and here's the real deal, that is so annoying, and you suck. That's what I have to say. Don't do that. I know that I don't know anything about international soccer. I'm well aware, and I don't need you to tell me.
I had a Missouri fan because I was basically saying, hey, Vanderbilt, congratulations for beating Tennessee. Tennessee stunk, and if you want to call yourself state champions, I think it's stupid. But, hey, you have the right to brag against Tennessee because you beat Tennessee.
Yeah.
You beat them. So brag all you want to, but you're just very corny in what you're saying. And I said, when you lose to Vanderbilt, people get fired. Like, it's the lowest of the low. Like, okay, you can lose to Florida, you can lose to Georgia, but when you lose to Vanderbilt, 2005, we lost to Vanderbilt. Assistant coaches got fired. 2012, we lost to Vanderbilt. Derek Dooley got fired. And Butch Jones has lost to Vanderbilt 3 times. One time he wasn't technically coaching. It was his football team. And some Missouri fan was like, well, actually, he was fired after the Missouri game. Missouri is the reason why Butch Jones was fired. I'm like, oh, excuse me. Man, I did not know this. I only cover Tennessee football every single freaking day. I had no clue that the Missouri game was the game that decided Butch Jones' future at Tennessee. I had no clue that before the game, the administrators were like, hey, Butch, if you don't win this game, it's over for you. Your whole future hinges on this Missouri game. You better get it done. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that no one cared about the year before and the strength program falling off the rails and all the players quitting and all the drama. Oh, man, I thought it was that. But no, this guy has led me to the light. It was the Missouri game. I had no clue, man.
Well, actually,
Missouri. Missouri's the reason why Butch Jones is fired. Really? I didn't know that.
all well, actually, guys are from Vanderbilt.
But I love the banter that goes back during college football. It's what makes college football special. The trash talk. It's fun. It's fun. Enjoy it. It's even better when your team is winning, though. So Pruitt, please help a brother out here. We gotta get back to being able to trash talk Floridas and Georgias. Can we get a little trash talk against Alabama one year? Now, that one year we beat Georgia on the Hail Mary, and then here at home, that was great times. Beating Florida, that year was awesome. Then it just went away because we lost it again. But I want to get back to those times, fun times. Swain event.
Hour one of the Swain event is brought to you by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are located conveniently off the Lover Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
Craving homemade flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at the grocery store with flavors of home in every bite. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gold gluten-free select cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy the sweet taste of a home-cooked meal in every container. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom.
By now, you know that Mooyah has the best burgers in Knoxville. Their beef is never frozen, they have all-natural turkey burgers and black bean veggie burgers, not to mention they make their buns in-house every day. But now, you can also get 100% all-beef hot dogs or, wait for it, all-natural chicken sandwiches. Trust me, these chicken sandwiches put chicken restaurants to shame. So stop into Mooyah and taste the difference. Located at 7301 Kingston Pike, right by Better Mattress.
Gentlemen, when it comes to health and quality of life, there are numbers every man needs to know, including our testosterone number. I recommend going to Low T Center. They make it quick and easy to get your levels checked, and it's covered by most health insurance. Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy. It can raise your cholesterol, cause weight gain, and loss of muscle mass. Low T Center's physicians specialize in treating low T in men. Listen to me here. They know men's health and are reinventing men's health care. Call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com.
Up goes your car insurance.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage. It's not available in all states.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries. You break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Reciproco, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technician to see how we can get your phone working today. Looking for a different way to enjoy the Swain event? Then check out Swain Event TV, driven by Toyota Knoxville and ToyotaKnoxville.com. Follow the show on Periscope and Facebook Live. Don't just hear the show, see the show. That's Swain Event TV.
There may be some folks hungover from yesterday's festivities, and that's okay. Battle through it. Get the coffee, drink a lot of water. You can make it. You can make it.
You trying to say something over there?
No. Do you feel like I'm talking to you, Brad? Do you have something?
When's the last time I didn't wear a polo here? I'm in basketball shorts right now, Swain.
But you have on a Captain America T-shirt. You're still celebrating America.
It was clean.
So, I mean, Brad, are you wanting to tell on yourself for something that you've done?
I enjoyed the 4th. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
I enjoyed the 4th like any American should go out there and do.
I think whoever is running the Go Vols Extra Twitter account, I think they went out and enjoyed the 4th just as much, because the headline this morning is Jeremy Pruitt could help improve SEC defensive reputation, and there's a picture of Will Muschamp.
And they just seconds ago tweeted out a picture of former UT Vols track star CarJ Lyles sues Missouri coach Brett Halter for discrimination, and the picture, obviously a very serious story, but the picture is half of CarJ Lyles' face.
Yeah, so
just real close in, half of his face.
Yeah, so his lips and his nostrils are suing someone. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess. Yeah. I don't want this account to change. I want this account to continue to do the things they're doing. I think it's hilarious.
It's clearly automated in some way, and that's why they have these screw ups.
I think it's great,
and I love it.
I think it's awesome.
Don't ever change.
Don't ever change. Speaking of change, imagine Paul Feinbaum being on the Big Ten Network. All the trolling that Paul Feinbaum has done against Jim Harbaugh. According to some reports, Sport News, Feinbaum has some big suitors other than ESPN. The Big Ten Network could be after the popular SEC host. This is according to Saturday Down South. Fox owns 51% share in the network, and so they have already poached some of ESPN's talent over there at FS1. I just can't imagine a world where Paul Feinbaum could be getting phone calls from Big Ten fans talking about Northwestern playing Iowa or Purdue playing freaking Penn State.
How's Paul supposed to make that sound entertaining?
That's going to be absolutely terrible.
Oh, the Boilermakers coming into town.
Now, the real player here, I think, it would be so strange if the Big Ten Network came in, but Fox Sports as a whole, which don't they run the Big Ten Network? Don't quote me on that. I'm looking through this. I think they are the same company, perhaps. But Fox Sports as a whole, I could see them trying to come and get Paul Feinbaum and just make him a college football voice rather than SEC only.
They have to keep him SEC. Why not?
I agree. It would be kind of dumb to take him out of the SEC, and maybe they just want a little bit of that SEC market share. But it does say, the article that I'm looking at on Sporting News says that Big Ten Commissioner Jim Delaney is reportedly a huge Paul Feinbaum fan. So even the Big Ten Commissioner is they do.
They look related. They look like cousins.
I mean, the Big Ten commissioner clearly wishes.
Cousin Powell.
He wishes that the Big Ten was the SEC, and so he listens to Feinbaum. Is a Feinbaum fan. Obviously, they are twins, so they look the same. So they're kindred spirits in that way too. It makes no sense if he were to be converted over to the Big Ten, but if he could become just a college football voice, a national voice,
you can't take
the move
the
would
SEC
make sense
out
to
of
me.
Paul Feinbaum.
It's true.
He wouldn't fit in another conference. Could he do something from 1,000-foot view like Charlie's referring to here? Yeah, probably.
No, he could. No,
he definitely has the ability and the knowledge. But you can't just stick him in another conference and expect it to be the same Paul Feinbaum show to get the same type of traction.
I think here's just my my conspiracy theory here. I think they are just doing this to be a part of the drama to get people interested in college football and the SEC network. Because Alabama winning is getting boring. You want to draw people in. You want to make it, big. You want to make it suspenseful. And ultimately, Paul Feinbaum will be ESPN, and he will be at the SEC network. That's just my opinion. One Game Morris was taking care of business at the opening. He earned alpha dog status for his performance in drills. This is according to our good friend Kip Adams of 247 Sports. Wanye is from Georgia, so Kip covers Georgia recruiting. So Kip knows Wanye very, very, very well. But Wanye putting in work. Now, this feels familiar. We're so battered, right? We're so battered as a fan base. This is you got to sit back sometimes and just laugh. Remember this. Remember what Khalil McKenzie was doing to people out there at the opening, where he took an Alabama guard or center, and he bullied him all camp long, the whole day. Khalil McKenzie was dominating this young man. Well, Wanye had a very dominant performance out here at the opening. And do you get yourself excited? Do you get yourself hyped up? Or are you like, okay, I've seen this before. Khalil McKenzie was doing the same thing. I'm not getting hyped up. Brian Maurer dropping dimes at the opening. I've seen this before. I'm not getting hyped up. I'm going to wait. Where are you right now? Hesitant?
Hesitant.
Why? Because of 2-3 years ago?
No, not necessarily. Just because I feel like from 2 or 3 years ago, I'm more familiar with how the ebbs and flows of college football in the SEC, but more particularly Tennessee. And I know how down some areas are right now. So even though I'm hearing good things, I want to see it put on the field. And a lot of time between now and when Wanye Morris and a couple of these other guys that we've been talking about are going to be wearing the power tee.
Well, I'm not hesitant because I don't think they're going to be a Tennessee Volunteer.
Well, it's not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there's a lot of time between now and when they're going to be putting on the power tee in the orange. So I'm going to wait it out.
I feel.
Let's see him in spring camp and fall camp.
I'm a little excited by this. And the reason why is not only because they perform well, it's because they are recruiting other players. And I think whenever you get to the point where you are recruiting for your team, you're recruiting other players, that not only helps your school ensure the fact that you're going to get this player. The commitments who are not in the group text, who are not trying to recruit other players, they have a greater chance of flipping or going somewhere else because they're not necessarily – they don't have much skin in the game. When you're out there recruiting other players, when you see a video from Brian Maurer and he's trying to recruit the number one tight end in the country, that's evidence that he's going to come to Tennessee, that he's solid to Tennessee. But what I like is that you get that representation for Tennessee. You have other ambassadors speaking on your behalf. If you're a Tennessee coach, you can't go out there at the opening and recruit players yourself, but to have, I guess, representatives for you speaking on your behalf. That is what Brian Maurer is doing. That is what Wanye Morris is doing, trying to recruit other players. Him and Darnell Wright found themselves on the top 5 lineman list. And Darnell Wright is one of the best linemen from the state of West Virginia, and Tennessee's in a good position for him. But that's what you get at these openings, at these All-American games. If you get a couple Tennessee commitments there, you have more people speaking for you. And that's always good. I remember I was at the U.S. Army All-American game, and you had like Oklahoma commits and Ohio State commits and USC commits, and I was a Tennessee commit. I was recruiting Aaron Sears the whole weekend, and I was talking to him when Tennessee couldn't talk to him. And that's the important thing about these camps and these events, having Tennessee commitments there, is they can speak for Pruitt. 865-255-03. Let's do this, Brad. Let's take our phone call, because I don't want to have Josh on the hotline too long, because we have Attaboy coming up next. Josh will be probably falling asleep like Andy if we went to break and had him on hold. So let's get to Josh, and then let's take a break. Josh, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Swain.
Hey,
it's
Josh,
a.k.a. Hillbilly Bopper down here in Atlanta. Hope you guys had a great 4th.
You too, man.
You too.
Hey, man, I was just calling. You were talking about, I guess, the expectation. I know you guys are very hesitant. I mean, I'm just laid back, very hesitant myself, because watching these guys on Twitter and seeing all the updates. I remember before Twitter, I had to go out to my local grocery store and either get Sporting Times or Sporting News, whoever was doing the SEC coverage for each individual area. And for Tennessee, I think had to go out to find out who was doing the recruiting magazine for that year. And now it's like, man, every day there's an update going on. And I mean, I'm very hesitant just for the fact that we've come a long way, but we're still making strides, and I hope Pruitt can blow my expectations out of the water. But yeah, man, I'm very hesitant right now just to see what we're going to come away with, especially after a guy like Cade Mays. We let that goes down the drain in a heartbeat and makes us look ridiculous. But we're a tough fan base. We've held in there, and we're resilient, and I think we might see something that might prove us wrong. But yeah, I just wanted to call and weigh in on that, and I hope you guys have a great day, and appreciate you taking my call, Swain.
Thank you so much, Josh.
Thanks for the call.
Yeah, great call. Big bopper.
Doing that resilient there at the end, though.
I wasn't ready, Josh, for the resilient.
Got me triggered.
Oh, man. Whew.
We've seen this before. The recruiting of others, maybe not at this level and at this type of camp, but we've seen this before from the one and only Vic Ward, from Todd Kelly Jr. They were recruiting and courting a lot of 4- and 5-star guys, at least putting their hat in the ring there.
You got to do it. You got to do it. We'll talk more recruiting. We'll talk J.J. Peterson. We have Attaboy coming up. We'll talk to Chris Lofton. He'll join us right here in the studio, one of the greatest Tennessee basketball players of all time, one of the best SEC ballers of all time. He would join us right here in the Low T Center studio this morning in hour 3. So I'm really looking forward to spending some time with Chris Lofton here in the studio. So Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, hour 1, and Swain Event TV, driven by Toyota Knoxville and ToyotaKnoxville.com. Stay with us.
Hour 1 of the Swain Event is brought to you by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are located conveniently off the Lover Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
There is a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms today, mostly cloudy and hot with a high of 90. A 20% chance of rain tonight with a low around 71. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and hot with a high of 91 and a low around 73. Saturday, more rain moves in with a high in the low 90s. Weather on the Swain Event is brought to you by B-Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, B-Dry can help. BeDry.com. Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give B-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, that's right, nearly 60 years, B-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. B-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words: better call B-Dry. Reach out to B-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call B-Dry.
Hey Annie, you're the spokesperson for Toyota Knoxville, right?
That's right.
Where should I buy from Toyota Knoxville?
Are you looking for new or used vehicles?
Does it matter?
No, because Toyota Knoxville has over 390 new Toyotas on the ground and over 350 pre-owned vehicles available to choose from.
Okay, so big selection.
And a lifetime warranty at no charge on all new and select pre-owned vehicles.
A lifetime warranty.
A non-factory limited lifetime powertrain warranty with unlimited miles. Plus 30 years of experience in Knoxville, not just serving our customers, serving our community.
And the buying experience?
Hello, it's Toyota Knoxville. Read the reviews. Talk to anybody that's been there.
Okay. Where am I going?
Toyota Knoxville is at I-40 and the Lover Road exit. Go to Parkside Drive. You can't miss it.
Can I tell them Annie sent me?
I wish you would. If you're passionate about the car you drive, come meet the people that are passionate about the way they sell at Toyota Knoxville. ToyotaKnoxville.com. Warranty good at participating dealers.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
With the hot weather and humidity comes mosquitoes and other pests. Let Southeast Termite and Pest Control take care of that problem for you. They offer one-time or package treatments that control biting adults as well as larvae. Southeast Termite and Pest Control has been in business since 1971 and is local and family-owned. They offer free estimates and quotes with no obligations. So don't get bit anymore. Go with the pest control company you can trust. Call Southeast Termite and Pest Control at 865-925-3700 or find them online at southeasttermite.com.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
You're a hell of a guy, man.
Now that's how you're supposed to drive. From now on, that's how you drive.
This kid can draw circles.
Don't remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Bam! Awesome. Phenomenal.
Attaboy.
You know, I was kidding early in the show when I said Jason Pierre-Paul ruined the 4th of July for people because he shared a photo of, his hand and his injury. 2 years ago, he had a 4th of July accident. Could have ended his career. I mean, could
have ended his life.
Yeah.
He took a picture like an hour and a half before it happened. He was in the back of a U-Haul truck, and the truck was full of fireworks.
Yeah.
This guy was ready to have fun.
No, you're right. It could have been a whole lot worse. But, Jason Pierre-Paul, 2 years later, he probably saved some people from being really stupid yesterday by sharing a horrific photo of his firework injury. And so I want to give him attaboy for having enough courage and being able to kind of use himself as an example of what not to do. And so I want to give him attaboy because I'm pretty sure that people saw his hand and was like, you know what? Let's watch somebody else shoot fireworks, or hey, let's be very, very careful. Let's not do the bottle rocket war or the fireworks war. Let's be smart here. So I give Jason Pierre-Paul an attaboy for showing this photo and using himself as an example of what not to do.
I like it.
It's a good one.
Got an attaboy. Also July 4th related, but not necessarily so graphic. Although it was a little, actually.
It was graphic.
My attaboy is a little graphic. Because my attaboy goes to Joey Chestnut, the people's champion of competitive eating. Oh my goodness. So here's the stat that I absolutely love from over the weekend. He won the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. Joey Chestnut did. That happens on it's like Coney Island, right? In New York City. And he ate 74 hot dogs to win that contest. And here's the stat that is great. There are 24 carbs in the typical Nathan's hot dog. He ate 74 hot dogs, which equals 1,776 carbs. 1776 carbs. He ate 74 hot dogs on 7/4, July 4th. It's the most American stat in history.
Let's see what you're doing there.
I thought
1776 action.
Yep, 1776 carbs, 74 hot dogs on 7/4. But seriously, Joey Chestnut is an absolute monster. And the craziest thing about that dude is that he's incredibly fit.
Yeah.
He keeps it together however he does that. And, I mean, that's got to be a ton of work to keep it tight when you're eating 1,800 carbs in one sitting.
In all seriousness, can we do an eating contest on the show or like?
I would prefer not to.
On Swain Event Plus.
That's not a good idea.
Why's that? You not trying to take an L?
No, man. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to be good here. Competitive eating? Nah, man.
I think Ben would be down.
No. Well, Ben's always hungry. He's a former college student. He's always hungry, man. He's still used to eating ramen noodles and stuff. So
if it's hibachi food, maybe. I can down my body weight and get that shrimp sauce.
I mean, you name it.
Whew.
As long as it's plain, I'm ready to go.
This is what we need to do. Dead End has a Tennessee meat tray where you can
try to down
order. Yeah, you can order this meat tray: sliced brisket, burnt ends, pulled pork, pulled chicken. You got George's competition chicken, smoked sausage, bologna, half rack of ribs, cheeses, pickled vegetables, Peter round sauces. It's about almost 3.5 pounds of food. If you can eat that by yourself, I'll get you a signed picture from Chris Lowe. That's the prize.
If I eat all that, George, take it off the wall and give it to me.
That's the prize.
Invaluable.
A signed picture from the famous Chris Lowe of ESPN. Let's see what Chris Lowe feels about that. Let's see how he feels about that. What he thinks about that.
I think if I shot Chris Lowe a text, he may just send me one of those right now. I don't want to put him out, though.
I don't know, man. He gets a lot of requests. So.
Yeah, no, he's just a gentleman.
You got to stay in line.
He's Hollywood, you know?
Yeah, he is. Touchdown turnover coming up next. We'll go to the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline as well. So stay with us. Swain Event. We'll be right back.
By now, you know that Mooyah has the best burgers in Knoxville. Their beef is never frozen, they have all-natural turkey burgers and black bean veggie burgers, not to mention they make their buns in-house every day. But now, you can also get 100% all-beef hot dogs or, wait for it, all-natural chicken sandwiches. Trust me, these chicken sandwiches put chicken restaurants to shame. So stop into Mooyah and taste the difference. Located at 7301 Kingston Pike, right by Better Mattress.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. Learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you. Log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com.
We now return to the program. It's A Debtful Life.
2 auto loans, 6 credit cards. Sometimes I wish I'd never taken out all this debt.
Oh, you should never say that, especially since Alcoa 10 will pay you up to $500 for your debt.
Who are you? Are you an angel?
Close. I'm a loan officer at Alcoa 10.
Teacher said that whenever you hear cha-ching, someone refinance a loan at Alcoa 10.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Equal housing lender.
Getting a new mattress? Don't wait. Shop any Better Mattress location right now. They are doing major spring cleaning. Over half the floor is half off. Get that guest bed you've been thinking about for a great price at Better Mattress. They're making way for new inventory and have incredible deals that won't last. The Swain event listeners get the first chance. The sooner you go in, the more choices you'll have. These are going to go fast. With just 2 weeks before new models hit the floor, Better Mattress needs to make room, and you are hearing about it first. Shop the spring cleaning liquidation sale at Better Mattress right now. Half the floor is half off. Good night just got better. BEDRmattress.com.
Touchdown or turnover is up next on the Swain event. Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown or turnover backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Better rates and better service. Oh, man. You'll like this one, guys. Touchdown or turnover. J.J. Peterson will be in Knoxville, the University of Tennessee, playing for the Volunteers in the 2018 season. He is the last individual that we are waiting on to make his presence known. Mondre London is here. You got Carlo Christ, he's here. You have all the JUCO players that we signed, the grad transfers, they are all here. We're waiting on one guy, that is J.J. Peterson. Probably, arguably, the most important recruit of this class. We don't know that right now, but he's definitely the highest rated. The number 3 outside linebacker in the country. He was a top 50 player, 7th rated player in the state of Georgia. All-American, high 4-star player, a 97.976 on the 247 composite, stud. But we are waiting on him academically. Touchdown turnover, he will be evolved in 2018.
I'm going to say a touchdown, but I'm not confident about it. Jeremy Pruitt's going to find a way. He's going to work with props. He's going to find a way. But I tell you this, I'm not confident about it.
You're not confident?
I'm not confident about it.
Okay.
It's not because of J.J. Peterson having a change of heart. They're doing everything they can to get this man eligible.
Yeah, academically, he has to take over some courses. He does have his ACT, but there's schoolwork that he has to make sure he takes care of. Charlie, where are we going?
I feel very similarly to Brad. I think they figure it out in time. But if it doesn't happen, I will not be surprised. surprised. But I do think it does happen. I'll say 60-40 at this point.
I'm going to say touchdown. I think it happens. I'm going to explain a little bit why I feel that way. But first, I want to get to Charles because Charles is waiting very patiently on the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. So, Charles, good morning.
Good morning, Swain.
Good morning, Charles.
I was actually that's what I was calling you for, to see if J.J. Pierce was on the yard yet. I sent you a tweet, I think it was the day before yesterday.
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, that's no problem, bro. That's what I was calling you for, is to see if everybody was in school yet.
Yeah, everyone is here except JJ, and from what I've heard, he has ACT, but there's a few classes that he needs to take over, and so they're waiting on the results of those classes, and he should be okay. Is what I've heard. So it's hard for me to doubt a Pruitt-Probst combination here to get something done. And this is very, very important. The last thing you want to do if you're Jeremy Pruitt is fail to get your top-rated linebacker, your defensive guy, from your mentor's high school. The same guy who gave you an opportunity, same guy that pushed you into Alabama when he couldn't go there in 2008. It would be very, very hard to believe that J.J. Peterson does not find a way to get himself in here. So I'm going touchdown. I think he'll be here, and everything will be okay. He may not be here for the first day of second session. He won't be there probably when the teacher is calling out names and getting to know people for the first time, but I think he'll be there at some point.
Okay, that's what I was calling for. Last thing, Swain, there's nothing better than peer recruiting.
Yes.
When, your coaches can't talk to a guy, but you can. Like, for example, I'm a Tigers basketball fan. You don't think Alex Lomax is talking to James Wiseman behind the scenes?
No doubt.
Come on, man. So, anyway, you guys have a great show. Make it listen.
No doubt. If you could just get a visit. Think about this. Aaron Sears' brother was playing linebacker at Auburn. Kevin Sears was at Auburn already before Aaron Sears hit the college scene. So I meet Aaron Sears at the Mr. Alabama football banquet, okay, down in Birmingham. So the finalists was like me, Chad Jackson, Jamarcus Russell. Jamarcus Russell wins the Mr. Football, obviously. But I think Aaron Sears won Lineman of the Year, something like that. But I got a chance to meet Aaron at that event. And then we were 2 of 4 players from the state of Alabama at the U.S. All-American game that year. So it was me, Aaron. It was a guy named Tez Doolittle who went to Auburn. Great name, by the way. I wonder if he likes animals. And then you had Tim Castile, who was one of the best running backs in the country. He went to Alabama. His dad was a Bammer. His brother, Simeon Castile, is a Bammer. He's the one that picked us off there in 2006 and could not get into the end zone. And that was a huge play in that game. But Aaron really was the only guy that didn't already have a school. And so all I was trying to do was get Aaron on campus. Hey, man, just come to campus, because his top teams were obviously Auburn. He had liked Miami because it's Miami. Took a visit down there, had a good time. And I'm not sure the other school, but Tennessee was one of them. Woody McCorvey, country boy, was recruiting us, and he liked Woody. But he just really wasn't sure about Tennessee. And so I was like, listen, Aaron, just come on a visit, man. Just come on a visit. I had took my visit the first weekend of December, and I committed the next weekend. No, 2 weekends after that, because I went to Tennessee first weekend, Georgia next weekend, and I committed the next weekend after that. So I had already committed. I was done in December. I said, Aaron, if you take a visit in January, I'll come up. I don't know why. I didn't really mean it when I said it. But I said it, and he came on a visit, so I had to honor my promise. Kind of like when you have a friend that's getting married, and you say, hey, man, I'll come if you send me an invitation. You don't really mean it. Then they send you an invitation. You're like, damn, I got to go. That's kind of what happened, all right? That's not to deter you, Brad, from sending me an invitation. Okay, I'll come. Anyway.
I think that was directed towards me.
Sorry, Brad. But so Aaron was like, okay, man, I'm going to take a visit to Tennessee, an official visit. So I came up here. I got a hotel room at the hotel off Paper Mill. It's no longer there anymore. It used to be something else back before it started getting raggedy. it wasn't raggedy when I stayed there. This was in 2000. This was January 2013, and so I'm hanging out with Aaron on his official visit, and somehow, some way, boom, he's at Tennessee, and we were roommates for our first semester. Peer recruiting it's where it's at. Just get him on campus. Mauer, just get people on campus. If you just get people on campus, the rest we can take care of. Wanye, just get them on campus. That's all you have to do. But peer recruiting is very, 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 very potent. Who we got there next?
Believe it's Allen, PA.
Allen, PA, my man. Good morning.
What's going on, Swain?
Man, everything, man. It's good to hear from you.
Yeah. Hey, so when I was at Dead End Barbecue the other day, I listen to your commercials all the time, and I hear you guys talking about that banana pudding.
Whew.
Oh, I tell you what, I told my wife, I said, we got to try this. I said, because Swain keeps talking about it so much. And I ordered small, which was a big mistake. I was already like food comatose. And it was, oh my God, I tried that stuff. I was like, oh my God, Swain wasn't lying.
No, man. No.
God, and I'm not like I'm not a big banana fan, but man, I could have ate that instead of the meal.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. It is good stuff, man. We went to Dead End, I want to say on Tuesday, and it was me, my daughter, and Chris Lofton. We were hanging out at Dead End Barbecue, and so Chris gets the burnt ends, and he gets the nanner pudding, so he gets a small size like you.
That a boy.
And my daughter was like, Daddy, can I have a banana pudding? Of course. I'm the coolest dad ever. So go ahead. Get you some banana pudding, baby. So she gets some banana pudding, and then she asked for another one. She wanted another small banana pudding. And I was like, go ahead. Get you another banana pudding. So she had 2 banana puddings, man. 2 banana puddings at Dead End Barbecue. It is it's addictive. It's good stuff.
Oh, that's great stuff, man.
That's why now you understand why Steve wanted banana pudding as a side item instead of dessert. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I could have ate the banana pudding and the pimento mac and cheese, man. You guys do it right down there with the mac and cheese, man. That stuff is just like unbelievable.
It's good, man. It is good stuff.
But yeah, we had a great time, man. We got back. We left Gatlinburg like Tuesday, but Tennessee's such a beautiful state, man. It's unreal. We stayed at Rock Island State Park there, and McMinnville, because my wife kept saying McMinnville. I said, it's not Menville. Nothing's Ville up here. It's Bull. V-U-L. Bull.
That's right.
And we stayed in the state park up there where they have these cabins and stuff like that. And they weren't cabins, man. They were like houses. They were nice.
They're beautiful.
Everybody, everybody's just so stinking nice down there. We had to get some things for my grandson. We stopped in we were at the Walmart there in McMinnville, and I bumped into this big guy, and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, guy," and I'm like, "It was my fault, but I'm sorry." It's just, I loved it down there. I took my grandson inside the stadium. We we went to the stadium store, but then we sort of stuck around the store and
there you go.
Down toward gate 21, and
there
then
you go.
Lo and behold, there's an opening, so I got my picture taken. And his daddy's an Alabama fan, so he was there too, and he was like, he said, "I'm an Alabama fan," and I know. I told my daughter I did something wrong when I raised her because obviously she didn't turn out the way I wanted her to because she dated an Alabama fan.
So the meeting, the first time you met him, so the first time he came over and said, "Hey, I want to take your daughter out." Did we not have a Bad Boys 2 moment where you had the gun out and you were like, "Hey, man, It ain't gonna be no extracurricular activities tonight, and you better have my daughter home at this time, and you better not be a Bammer. That moment didn't happen.
Yeah, oh yeah, it happened.
Okay.
It happened. But then the thing that really hurt me is like, when I first met him, I'm like, yeah, we'll have to watch some football games. I was like, well, me and you ain't watching an Alabama game together. I said, that's for darn sure.
There you go, man. There you go.
And then but the part that really hurt me was when my daughter come over with an Alabama shirt on. I was like, you got to get that off right now. Because that way.
That's a direct shot at Dad.
I mean,
she's in love.
That's where you got to draw the line because he's being a bad influence. He's
a bad
influence.
Yeah, he's trying to raise. He's got 2 kids because he's from down there, but he's got 2 kids from down that live in Alabama. One's an Auburn fan. His little girl's a Gator fan.
What?
Well, of course, I'm trying to turn the baby. My daughter, him and my daughter, they're married to have a little boy together. He's trying to turn him an Alabama fan. Well, no, that wasn't happening because when I went to the stadium store there, or the student union there, my wife bought like 8 onesies. I got him a little Tennessee hat, and I changed him quick, and we took him back into the stadium there, and I took my picture with him with his ball stuff on.
Hey, worst case scenario, you can tattoo a baby. And you put a power T right on his back, he'll be a Vol forever.
That's right.
Don't let the government know, but
you can do it.
No.
You can do
it. But anyways, yeah, I'm sorry we didn't get to meet up, Swain. That sort of sucks, but we're coming down since I'm not coaching football anymore. We're going to come down for a game now because I haven't been down. The last game I went to was the Florida when Tyler Bray was there against Florida and all the
2012. Yeah, 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my son-in-law said because I guess Alabama's playing. Well, we got Florida and Bama at home this year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and my son-in-law said, I said, well, I ain't riding. No, we ain't going to no Bama game. I ain't going with you.
Nope, you can't go with him, man. You can't even talk to him that week.
No. And so my wife, so I'm going to bring my wife down. She's like, so what game we're going to? I said, after that damn Florida game, and listen to those people behind me doing that Gator chomp and wanting to throw them out over the top of Neil, and I said, we going to do a game that they can win.
Good choice.
Great phone call, Al. Thanks so much, man. It's good to hear from you. It's time for intervention. It's time for Al and PA family intervention where, like,
that's rough.
Al has all his family members down, sitting down in the living room, and we just come in unexpectedly. We come in dressed in orange. We got our orange from Alumni Hall. We come in, and we sit down and we talk to them about how important it is to be a Vol fan.
Do you remember that?
The kids need us.
That Saturday Night Live skit with, was it Dave Foley? It's Chris Farley, and he's giving the kids a talk about not doing drugs. He's like a motivational speaker. And he says, do you want to be living in a van down by the river, eating a diet of government cheese? And, and he makes this whole, it's a classic skit. That would be us. We would be busting in. Do you want to be living in a trailer in Tuscaloosa, Alabama?
Yes.
Don't be an Alabama fan.
We need to save these kids.
Yeah.
We do it for the kids. Swainville love the kids. We love the kids. We have to save these kids.
We're here to save lives.
Their future is on the line here. We cannot allow them to grow up and be jort-wearing, sister-loving fans. We can't allow it to happen. They got to be normal human beings. We're here to save these young men. We have to save them.
Or she can at least be sensible about it. My sister's married to a Kentucky fan, and she'll go to Rupp with him and watch games, but she doesn't wear the blue. She's like, I can't do that. I'll come and watch these games, but you're not going to get me to wear that blue.
I'm with you.
You can at least be sensible. There are sensible solutions here.
We'll go back to the Be Dry Waterproofing Hotline after this.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries. You break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Reciproco, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike, between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technician to see how we can get your phone working today.
Blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
Top 100 Barbecue Restaurant Dead End Barbecue isn't just a great place to go for dinner. They have fantastic lunch specials every day. Monday through Friday, they offer great deals on different meals each day. Dead End Barbecue has the smoke and sweet meal with half-smoked chicken, a side, choice of bread and banana pudding on Monday, brisket French dip on Tuesday, salmon salad on Wednesday. Thursday is the cold smoked turkey BLT and center cut bone-in pork chop on Friday. Not to mention you can get a bowl of beans and smoked sausage for $6 every day. So when you are looking for somewhere to go for lunch during the week, look no further than Top 100 Barbecue Restaurant Dead End Barbecue. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue, your lunch search is over.
At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 2701 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, let Jared Castile and Butler, Vines, and Babb fight for you. Looking for a different way to enjoy the Swain event? Then check out Swain Event TV, driven by Toyota Knoxville and ToyotaKnoxville.com. Follow the show on Periscope and Facebook Live. Don't just hear the show, see the show. That's Swain Event TV.
Let's go to the B Drive Waterproofing Hotline, and let's bring in Rodney. Rodney, good morning. Is Rodney there? Hey, there's Rodney.
Hello.
Hey, Rodney, good morning.
Good morning, fam.
What's good? What's good, man? What's going on?
Hey, man. I want to give you an attaboy, but I see you're looking slim on the TV.
Yeah, I've been doing some things, Rodney. I've been doing some things. You can tell, huh?
Yeah, you can tell. Keep it up, fam. Keep it up.
Yeah, man. I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
I was down here yesterday, and when that From stuff broke, I was kind of snickering, right? I'm like, yeah, now if we can get old Fields hurt, we'll be what we could with fish grease, right?
You ain't right, Rodney. You ain't right.
ain't wrong neither.
You ain't wrong either. That's right.
So one of my buddies called me and told me he crying about, oh, man, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm like, man, I don't even want to hear it. So then we get to looking at the football schedule. Swain.
Yes, sir.
What did we do to deserve that schedule as a football fan of Tennessee football?
Dude, it's rough. It is brutal.
The Florida game from there all the way to October is
straight murderous blows. That would have been rough on us in the 90s.
Yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough. And Butch had a rough schedule his first year. He had to go to Oregon, and so I guess it's Butch and Pruitt being first year head coaches. You gotta play a tough schedule. Georgia, Georgia plays Austin Peay first, and then they play South Carolina. That can go, it can go south for them early in the season. Jake Fromm with the hand. South Carolina won't be a pushover, but then they play Middle Tennessee State and then Missouri. Ugh.
Right. And that's what we was talking about. I'm like, look, man, with that quarterback, I could play quarterback for him and get him 4-0. I might struggle in that South Carolina game, but I think I can take Austin Peay.
Oh man, I'm looking at the rest of the schedule, and I hate to say this because I'm a Tennessee guy. This is gonna sound bad, but they play at Missouri, then they play us, then they play Vanderbilt, state champions of the world, and then they play LSU, Florida, Kentucky, Auburn, UMass, and Georgia Tech.
Right.
That schedule's slaw.
That strength of schedule for the out of conference is horrible.
Yes, and they have a bye week between LSU and Florida.
They have 4 away games and no back-to-back away games.
Right.
That's a cake schedule.
They're doing it right. They're doing it right down there.
They
But
are.
if you want to know if the strength and conditioning is working, remember that picture that came out last week? Everybody looked like me. You didn't see no definition of nothing. It's just, come on, man. Y'all fat boy slim. They need to send them same people out there and see if we can see a difference.
Our guys, man. Craig Fitzgerald, man, he got them looking good right now, man. And we got a whole another month to go, but they will look different on the football field. And it's going to take another, year or so to really get everyone looking the way we want them to look and be as strong as we want them to be. But you can tell the difference already for sure.
Well, they're going to need it come that around mid-season. They're going to need it.
I'm ready to pass out some vibranium, man, to our football team. I'm ready.
Well, we need to get whatever I hope he took a little bit of that extra Wakanda juice from Alabama.
That's what we need, man. We need some of that vibranium from Wakanda.
Some of that.
Yeah, that's right, man. Wakanda forever.
Hey,
we need some of that stuff.
Exactly. Hey, y'all enjoy y'all day, and I'll sit back here and listen to the rest of the show and tell Turkey, man, I'm waiting for it.
All right, man. Like on Black Panther, sorry, if you didn't watch the movie, what are you doing with your life, all right? I'm not going to not say this because you didn't watch it yet. The movie's been out for months, all right? Get your life together. But the part of the movie where, he gets hit and it conserves the energy, and you see the little purple, the colors light up in his suit. That's what we need. Yes, we have orange, but when we get hit, we need to conserve that energy, and it's like orange. We need some of that vibranium for our football team. I ain't talking about de-analyst spray and HGH and steroids. We'll need that. We need vibranium.
Yeah, it's not showing up on a drug test.
Yeah, whatever the Black Panthers using, we need to use that because it's obvious that Nick Saban's giving his players that.
I'm pretty sure that's what Sammy Sosa used in the early 2000s. And look at him.
I don't know, man. I don't think.
Is that what turned him into?
The Black Panther ain't using that.
Into yogurt.
A play.
Whatever his complexion is.
Hey,
now.
easy with Sosa. He's got something going on over there, but
yeah.
Yeah, I saw a little clip of the interview where Jeremy Schaap asked him straight up, "Hey, man, did you take steroids?" And Sammy was like, "I didn't test positive for steroids." That's not the question, Sammy. Did you take steroids? Hey, I did not test positive for steroids. All right, I see where you're going, Sammy. I see how we're going to do this.
Yeah.
So basically saying you just didn't get caught.
I also corked my bat.
Yeah.
Numerous occasions.
Yeah. Do your thing, Sammy. Be you, man. If you want to be pink, you be pink, man. Hey, you are living your life. As long as you're a good person, you treat people with respect, you cool with me, man. You can be the Pink Panther if you want to. You do you, man. You do you. We'll take a break. We'll come back with Turkey Ben. Thanks for the phone call, Rodney Charles. Josh out from PA. And hour 3, we'll talk to Chris Lofton right here in the Swain Event Studios of the Low T Center. So don't go anywhere. Hour 2 continues after these messages.
VFL's Jason Swain and Todd Kelly here with our Men on Football and Smoothie segment. Let's discuss some of our favorite smoothies and how they impact our lives. TK, man, tell me which smoothie comes to mind when you think about playing defense?
Swaino, the Peanut Butter Power Plus and the Power Punch Plus provide the energy needed to make plays every time they take the field. Then you have the Gladiator and the Hawk, nutrition every dominant player has to have. Bottom line, everyone wants to be a dominant player. Now, Swain, you tell me about the offensive side of the ball.
TK, it's simple. You always score with Smoothie King. The shredder personifies what we are going to do to opposing defenses. The Berry Punch and Activator will light up the scoreboard. And in case we need to go into overtime, the Pure Recharge will put us over the top for the win.
Swaino, you know I love football and Smoothie King. I'm a VFL, a Smoothie King for life. The Chocolate Gladiator and the Chocolate Shredder with the scoop of peanut butter, oh, that's my go-to smoothie. They get a chest bump all day.
Yes, sir. This concludes our Men on Football and Smoothie King segment for today. Don't forget the Sip by Sip program. Use Smoothie King as a meal replacement 5 or more times a week, and you will feel and see the difference. Smoothie King, the healthy alternative to fast food. Delicious and nutritious. TK.
Don't forget the peanut butter. Yeah, boy.
Craving homemade flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at the grocery store with flavors of home in every bite. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gold gluten-free select cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy the sweet taste of a home-cooked meal in every container. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom.
Jason Swain here. June is Men's Health Month. Gentlemen, question. Do you know your numbers? You may know your blood pressure and cholesterol, but do you know your testosterone and prostate numbers? I know mine. I went to Low T Center. They made it quick and easy, and you'll know your results in about 20 minutes. And this month, Low T Center is even offering a special $50 testosterone and prostate level test. Gentlemen, don't wait anymore. Call Low T Center today at 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
865-250-503, B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Let's get to Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Turkey Man.
Turkey Man.
Good morning, individuals.
Good morning.
Hey, did you guys have a good 4th of July?
Absolutely.
Yes,
it
sir.
Was great, yeah.
Hey, I seen Vol Storm put you out on Twitter going through the neighborhood and pushing smoker. I like that.
Yeah, man. The oil drum that's converted to a smoker. Got it right there on the shopping cart I stole from a local grocery store, and I put this smoker on the shopping cart, and now I can push the shopping cart throughout the neighborhood and sell bologna sandwiches and rib tips and barbecue. Yep. Yep.
I
That was
love
me,
that.
Turkey Man. That was me.
Well, I told you a while back, got a chance to meet the in-laws, and remember that I asked about there's Italians, and I asked if they could make pizza. You remember that story?
Yeah, I do remember. You probably offended him probably.
Probably. Well,
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Well, let me tell you what took place.
Okay.
I don't know if I can do my best, John Ward, a visual of actually what happened
Okay.
took place. But see, I live out in the country. Now, if I want to go shoot my shotgun, I can. If I can do water tree, I can do that. I live out in the country, so I'm not used to this suburban, town life. I'm not used to that.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I got invited to go over and watch the fireworks. I'm thinking, city folks having fireworks, this would be good. So we went to church and got through church and went over there. Got over about 9:30, and it get dark. And I took my lawn chairs, and everybody was crowded around in this little piece of concrete that they had sitting on. Well, I went out in the yard and said, I wanted to kind of sit where I could see, stretch out a little bit. Well, they started shooting firecrackers, or doing the fireworks, and it was really good. Well, a neighbor over here behind him, he started shooting his, and this one over here started shooting this. Well, I got to observing. When you watch people and you observe things.
That's right.
All of a sudden, I realized what was going on. We had a neighborhood firework battle. So I would, when the neighbor would shoot something, would be pretty good. I would make a extra wow, woo. All of a sudden, I got these people out there in the yard around me with the cheers watching, and we're observing, around. Well, I watched my in-law. He did a King of the Hill deal. He goes running in the house. He comes out this big bag, and all of a sudden,
Dang it,
there's
Bobby.
a war going on. Yeah, there's a big war going on here. And of course, every time the neighbor do something, you do, and well, it became a big war. Now they're into a war with one another, and it's who's going to win this thing. And then I asked, I said, are you allowed to do that here? Well, they weren't. And so it was back and forth, just a big war going on here. And he made another run in. I've got a bigger bag. I'll come back with a bigger bag. I had to lay it out like he's doing on a table. They was doing it. Oh yeah, it was exciting. And so
Turkey Man, I'm lost. I'm lost, Turkey Man. I'm lost. Help me.
Okay, well, I had never seen a war inside the city.
Got it.
Houses ever war. I never seen the neighbors having a battle between one another. Who's best fireworks,
Some civil conflict over there.
Got to keep up with the Joneses,
Yeah, and so I could do what you was talking about, trash talking, by just being excited over here about this, and
Got a big shade.
which probed this and over here. And so I was having fun sitting there probing, and it was the closest thing I've had to trash talking in football.
Okay, now I see where you're going. I'm with you now. I'm with
It
you.
was the closest thing I had.
Let's just not call it probing.
Well, it's when you walk by a fire pit and you chunk another fire on, kind of stir it up a little bit.
That's right.
And that's what it did. But I had never seen that. But I realized that they was doing this, that they wasn't supposed to, because just as soon as it's over with, here comes and they, in them subdivision, they push their trash cans out.
They do.
Really realize.
Yeah, they don't burn it.
And here they come with two big trash cans and push them out in brooms, and they all get together and clean up the evidence. Well, as I'm leaving, getting my lawn chairs, and I'm leaving, these cops going through that whole community, talking to neighbors and getting where exactly all this is going on. And so I'm saying, boy, they got through in time. I said, I hope we got the evidence cleaned up. But I'm telling you, it's one of them things. I had a really good time because it was out of my element, and I got to watch the competitiveness of my in-laws to be. And so that was fun.
That was fun.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
I did have a neighbor there. Of course, all the neighbors come out and was there, and he come running behind me, come up there, and next year will come around me. We got talking football, and he's talking about how he used to, he start. It's just like Butch. He come out just bang, 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 and then I said, yeah. He said, boy, he went out big time, didn't he? I said, oh yeah. So we got talking football and Swain, and then we do and all with it, but we had to talk about how bad Butch ended up being and how good we hoped it was going to be, but anyhow, I don't know, guys. I had never been in the subdivision much, and especially seen that there was competitiveness inside the subdivision, especially in fireworks. But
well, thank you, Turkey Man.
I hope I didn't get you long.
No, I'm good. I'm good now, Turkey Man. I'm good now. I understand what happened. So you went outside your element, and thanks for the phone call, Turkey Man. And
he kind of started the war.
He engaged
with
in
the oohs and the ahs.
Yeah, he engaged in a firework war, and I'm guessing he was on the side of his future in-laws. And the police showed up. They were finished, and Turkey Man kind of had to help hide the evidence and sweep everything up. So I got it. I'm with Turkey Man there. Turkey Man getting outside of his element. So he's not used to the city life.
I love how he was talking about the small area of asphalt where everybody was putting their lawn chairs, and he just walked out to the grass and stuck his out and stretched out a little bit. That's so typical, like subdivision, cul-de-sac. Oh, let's all get together and shoot off the fireworks. We're all going to get in this one little tiny area. Spread out. Use your yard. Let the bugs be on you.
Man.
Turkey Man's all about it.
Man, Turkey Man. What a phone call. KY Lakevall says, good morning, guys. The show was the start of my day. Thank you so much. And
I'll throw in, thinking about it, another administrative piece here about Swain Event Plus. Tonight is the next Swain Event Plus exclusive live stream. Tonight at 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you sign up, got to sign up at the $5.98 level and get in on the exclusive live stream. You can come in, ask us anything, comment anything, whatever, and we'll try to answer everybody's questions. I think last time we answered every single question we got. We did our best. So
everything on the table, boys?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everything's on the table, huh?
Yeah, everything's on the table. That doesn't mean I can answer every single thing 100%, but I'll do my best.
Honestly,
absolutely.
It's more interesting if you go a little off the wall. You know, we can only answer so many questions about J.J. Peterson and Jeremy Pruitt's scheme. So.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I know all the schemes.
Yeah, I mean, genuinely.
Al from PA earlier said, "What happened, Swain? We were supposed to meet up." I'm wondering the same thing. I was wondering while I was telling us about his trip to Dead End Barbecue. I was like, where was the message? I didn't get a message.
Nobody slid in my DMs.
Yeah, I didn't get a message. I thought Al forgot about me and got caught up, but apparently he did send a message and didn't get one back. I didn't get the message. So
I wouldn't have turned my nose up to you, Al.
No, I didn't do that at all, man. I didn't get a message.
Yeah, I mean you go and meet people all the time.
Yeah, man, I go to Dead End all the time to meet folks who go there. So I guess there were some communication issues. I guess we didn't check the chart. I don't know, man. Something went wrong there. Tennessee man says, no way Feinbaum goes to the Big Ten Network. Vaughn Birmingham says McKenzie was a kid who grew up with a silver spoon and just didn't want it as bad. Morris would be a lot better at UT than McKenzie was. Boy, that's a hot take. Man, that's a hot take. That's a hot take. I need some time to process that one. I will. Because that's a hot take. It's not an unfair take. Right. I mean, it's not unfair when you look at McKenzie and the resources he was afforded to grow up with, and kind of what happened in Tennessee. It's not unfair to say that right now about McKenzie. But we're gonna see how bad he wants it. I do disagree as far as the second part of it, that he didn't want it as bad. I think there's evidence to prove that he did want it. But we'll touch on that. We have For What coming up next. We'll talk to Chris Lofton in hour 3 right here in the studio. Swain event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Be right back.
Hey, Annie, you're the spokesperson for Toyota Knoxville, right?
That's right.
Where should I buy from Toyota Knoxville?
Are you looking for new or used vehicles?
Does it matter?
No, because Toyota Knoxville has over 390 new Toyotas on the ground and over 350 pre-owned vehicles available to choose from.
Okay, so big selection.
And a lifetime warranty at no charge on all new and select pre-owned vehicles.
A lifetime warranty.
A non-factory limited lifetime powertrain warranty with unlimited miles. Plus 30 years of experience in Knoxville, not just serving our customers, serving our community.
And the buying experience?
Hello, it's Toyota Knoxville. Read the reviews. Talk to anybody that's been there.
Okay. Where am I going?
Toyota Knoxville is at I-40 and the Lover Road exit. Go to Parkside Drive. You can't miss it.
Can I tell them Annie sent me?
I wish you would. If you're passionate about the car you drive, come meet the people that are passionate about the way they sell at Toyota Knoxville. ToyotaKnoxville.com. Warranty good at participating dealers.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
We now return to the program. It's a Debtful Life.
2 auto loans, 6 credit cards. Sometimes I wish I'd never taken out all this debt.
Oh, you should never say that, especially since Alcoa 10 will pay you up to $500 for your debt.
Who are you? Are you an angel?
Close. I'm a loan officer at Alcoa 10.
Teacher said that whenever you hear cha-ching, someone refinance a loan at Alcoa 10.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Equal housing lender.
If you want to chop it up with the fellas, call the Be Dry Waterproofing Hotline at 865-200-5503.
Butch Jones replacing Philip Fulmer on the Jumbotron.
For what?
People getting drunk and stumbling into the wrong house.
For what?
Butch saying a chart told him to kick an extra point instead of going for 2.
For what?
People who break the law while breaking the law.
For what?
All right, we got For What here, where we highlight just some very questionable decision-making out here in the world. So, Charlie, Brad, what do y'all have today?
I'm going to McGoffin County, Kentucky. Now, the story is honestly kind of sad, but at the same time, it's just inherently funny. I'll ask this question first. If you're a salesman, where do you go if you want to make sales? Well, you go to where people are buying, right?
That's right.
Where you're most likely to make the sale. Well, someone there in McGoffin County thought about that, except they were selling drugs. And what they did was go to drug court and try to sell drugs. According to WYMT in Kentucky, it's wait, where was this? I went off it and looked at the headline, but the headline is 3 arrested after woman allegedly tries to sell meth in courtroom. While I was in this, who said this? This was a sheriff that said, while I was in court yesterday, I was advised by 2 people that Telby Fields, who I had been talking to just a few minutes earlier, had been trying to sell meth to 2 defendants in court. Montgomery followed Fields outside, where he says she got in a car with 2 men that were parked about 150 feet from the office. He searched the car and found baggies of meth that Fields was trying to sell. Approximately 35 grams, scales and baggies, was found in the car. Come on. That's like, I mean, you might as well just sell it at the police station. Just go ahead. Hey, you know, there's if you've ever been to court, there's tons of police officers around. I mean, Tennessee traffic court is at the police station in Knoxville. So I don't know exactly what the deal is here, but come on, what are you doing? You're talking to a cop, then you go try to sell meth in the same building right next to him, and you have all the meth outside. What are we doing? What are we doing? But like I said, at the same time, it is sad. The drug epidemic is horrific and clearly causing people to do very, very dumb things. But if you're going to sell drugs, don't do it in a courtroom. That's all, you know. Seems like that would be common sense.
Yeah, you would think.
Maybe.
You would think that would be a pretty wise decision. I mean, I don't know why would you sell them anyways.
Yeah, don't sell drugs. That's more of the real.
You know, in the courtroom is definitely the worst place to do that. Definitely the worst place. All right, Brad, what you got?
Mine's kind of off the cuff here, but something that really triggered me yesterday and bothered me. While in a neighborhood taking part in the July 4th activities, it was around dusk, so starting to get to that peak time, maybe in the peak time for some younger children, younger families. A gentleman around the age of 45 to 55, middle-aged, was barking at a family with 2 small girls and maybe like a 7-year-old son about the loudness of their fireworks and about the time of day, complaining that it's not even dark yet, and that do you know that it's better to see fireworks at night. I was walking dogs. I was trying my best not to say anything and ultimately didn't, trying to work on my patience, but the dad really helped me out, so it's kind of an attaboy for the dad stepping up for his family, not taking any of this crap from the other neighbor, but also for what to the neighbor? It's 4th of July. We're all celebrating the same thing. This is one day in this incredible country where all of us, regardless of where you're from, how you were raised, how much money you have, or the color of your skin, we can all join in one thing, one common goal, and celebrate America. And he just had to find something to complain about. For what, man? Look at the bigger picture. This is a family, young kids.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
Well, just anyone on July 4th. Like, if it's 11 o'clock at night, all right.
Like I heard you're in the Knox County line. This is illegal. I heard that line.
Stop.
Yeah.
So we had somebody calling the police and being that woman.
I never saw the blue and whites.
Like it's a weeknight. We had to go to work the next day, you know, early, and so I get 11 o'clock at night. Hey, let's tone down the fireworks.
No doubt.
But at like 9, if you're gonna come out, excuse me.
This was like 8:05.
These fireworks are illegal.
It's not even dark.
This is
I know,
not.
but like this small family, it was getting dark.
Yeah.
And they're like shooting off bottle rockets, throwing the little poppers, but like these little tiny M80s off asphalt. It's gonna make a loud noise.
Oh, yeah. That's how it goes.
Yeah. It's crazy because I looked outside. It was like 9:35, 9:40.
Not even completely dark.
And it wasn't even completely dark.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, it was so weird. So, I guess if you lose track of time, you're shooting off fireworks and not knowing that. Oh my gosh, it's 9 o'clock. I mean, 10 o'clock. I think it finally was dark, but just weird. I think my neighbors were shooting fireworks to about 11, somewhere around there, and that's kind of the cutoff for me. Like, okay, all right, enough is enough. Thanks for the show, but it's 11 o'clock. It's time for us to go to bed. All right, 865-200-5503. Yeah, I don't have one.
Anything past midnight for me. I'll give you till midnight before I start. Like, okay, 30-minute warning. If it's 12:30 going on 1 o'clock, I may have to politely ask you to stop. But it's also July 4th. It would pain me to go out there and say something. I'd probably feel bad about it afterwards. But if it's just like some random day in, like August or something.
Yeah.
Maybe 11's a better way to go.
Mr. Fernandez here on Twitter says, is it me or does Turkey Man sound like Mr. Haney from Green Acres? Charlie goes to YouTube and pulls up a episode from Green Acres and a scene where Mr. Haney was talking. And you turned up the volume, and I thought it was Steve. I really thought it was Steve.
It genuinely is spot on, and that's not a shot at. I say that that's spot on in a loving way about Turkey Man. He is a beloved person around the show, a friend of the show, and a great person in general. But Turkey Man, you sound like Mr. Haney, and I never thought about it till now. I used to watch that show all the time when I would go hang out at my grandparents' house.
You guys want to hear it real quick?
This hit?
Mr. Douglas? Oh, hi, Mr. Haney. Where do you want me to dump the stuff? Well, wait, I didn't order that. Correct. It was ordered by the Monroe brothers.
Right there.
That's
the
it.
Monroe brothers.
The
That's
Monroe
it, man.
brothers.
That's Turkey Man.
He really does. Oh man, that cracked me up.
That's it. That's it, man.
I mean, right when I read that during the break, you started just cheesing over there, Charlie.
Yeah, because I had never thought about it. I mean, like I said, I know Green Acres decently well, and that. Oh, it's too much.
I normally don't do local for what's because I don't want folks to try to roll up on me. But I don't think this lady's going to roll up on me because she's like 92 years old. We'll take a chance here. But 92-year-old lady, actually this is in Arizona. 92-year-old lady.
Reported by WBIR.
Shoots her son for planning to put her in a nursing home. So the son was about to put her in a nursing home, and she says, no way. Her son is 72 years old. Now, the son is not with us. But my goodness. I mean, some of the craziest things you hear about around our country, around the world, some of the reasons why people commit crimes, but she did not want to go to a nursing home, so she shot her son. This is unreal.
Seems
man.
a tad extreme.
A little extreme here. So
killed him.
Yeah, it's not good, man. It's
did kill the son.
It's not good. So
see, I didn't read into the whole story.
Yeah, man.
That's not good at all.
Not good at all. So 92 years old. I mean, what's sad is you 92 years old. You don't probably have that much longer on this earth, and then you got to go to jail for the rest of it.
I mean, whatever jail sentence she gets is a life.
Oh
sentence.
yeah.
I mean,
It's a life sentence.
Yeah, she's done.
Man, because the headline didn't say she committed.
It didn't say
that she committed
murdered son.
I figured she shot him and he made a recovery or he'd be okay, but no, she.
Sheesh.
Ooh, man. Parents back in the day when they were disciplining you used to tell you, hey, I brought you into this world, I can take you out. I mean,
that is what happened.
That is exactly what happened.
When was the last time you think you heard that?
I've definitely heard that in a non-ironic way from my parents. I don't know the last time. It would have been probably when I was a teenager, but
it's probably been within the last couple of years.
I brought you in this world, I'll take you out.
I will take you out.
Since I've been
give him that side eye.
Since I've been an adult, basically my dad raised me for the day that I moved out of his house. That was his goal. Since I've been out, it's been pretty much, drama-free. So.
See, that's probably why I didn't have an attaboy. I mean,
baby,
for what?
though.
I probably shouldn't have done one because that was a bad for what, man? That's a bad for what? That guy passed away.
Yeah, heads up. Don't kill your sons or your daughters.
Swain event. Stay with us.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 2701 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, Let Jerry Castile and Butler Vines and Babb fight for you. We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Reciproco, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technician to see how we can get your phone working today.
If you've been thinking about getting a new mattress, don't wait. Shop any Better Mattress location right now. They are doing major spring cleaning. Over half the floor is half off. Get that guest bed you've been thinking about for a great price at Better Mattress. They're making way for new inventory and have incredible deals that won't last. The Swain event listeners get the first chance. The sooner you go in, the more choices you'll have. These are going to go fast. With just 2 weeks before new models hit the floor, Better Mattress needs to make room, and you are hearing about it first. Shop the spring cleaning liquidation sale at Better Mattress right now. Half the floor is half off. Good night just got better. BEDRmattress.com.
Gentlemen, when it comes to health and quality of life, there are numbers every man needs to know, including our testosterone number. I recommend going to Low T Center. They make it quick and easy to get your levels checked, and it's covered by most health insurance. Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy. It can raise your cholesterol, cause weight gain, and loss of muscle mass. Low T Center's physicians specialize in treating low T in men. Listen to me here. They know men's health and are reinventing men's health care. Call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. With the hot weather and humidity comes mosquitoes and other pests. Let Southeast Termite and Pest Control take care of that problem for you. They offer one-time or package treatments that control biting adults as well as larvae. Southeast Termite and Pest Control has been in business since 1971 and is local and family-owned. They offer free estimates and quotes with no obligations. So don't get bit anymore. Go with the pest control company you can trust. Call Southeast Termite and Pest Control at 865-925-3700 or find them online at southeasttermite.com.
I don't think you should judge Rodney too much on his comment about Jake Fromm. Just listen to me here. Rodney called in. He mentioned Jake Fromm's hand injury. And I won't say that Rodney was cheering or anything, but it wasn't like Rodney was crying of sadness. When you go up against a really good player, you just want your team to win. You don't want anything to really happen to the opposing player. At the end of the day, these are young men. These are 18 to 23-year-olds. You don't want anything to happen seriously to them. But if that player is not able to play against your team over like a minor injury and you're able to come back and win that game, then I don't think anyone's going to complain. I think where you cross the line is when a player is seriously hurt, and you have fans cheering, you have fans saying ugly things. That's the line that we as a fan base, we as college football fans of any team should never want to cross. These are young men. These are human beings. You don't want anybody to suffer. Tennessee, changing the subject a little bit. On Tuesday, and the only reason I'm talking about this is because it's related to sports a little bit. Tennessee put their longtime UT cheer coach on leave to investigate racially and ethically insensitive remarks. Joy M. Postelgi, 53. She was put on paid administrative leave, and she had returned to her duties June the 8th, where, according to her personal file, which was released to the USA Today Network, Tennessee, following a public records request, she makes about $46,620. This is not the first time that this has happened, and this is not a really good look at all. Obviously, we are going to wait until the details come out before
making judgment.
But if this is your second time, well, there's smoke, there's fire, in my opinion. Your second time. Your second time. I remember when folks in the music industry were saying, "Oh man, I don't know, man. Something's up with Whitney Houston. I think she might be using." And Whitney would deny and deny and deny. And if people are saying this one thing over and over and over, and there's evidence, something's there. And then we found out that she had a problem. This is the second time that Miss Joyce went through this, and she was around when I was in school. This is not a good look at all for Tennessee, and Tennessee. Our last chancellor was very, very, very. What's the word I'm looking for, Charlie? With the whole sex week and other activities that
tolerant of
open.
Yeah, she was. This is just very surprising.
Or yeah, I don't know. Tolerance not the right word.
Bold,
liberal.
I mean, I was thinking that word, but I was trying not to use that word because I didn't want to start this whole political.
Yeah, it's not a political
war,
thing.
But like,
I mean, she was brought in. A huge part of why Davenport was brought in was because of her work with Title IX, and of course that I don't think that comes into play in this whole deal, but it's tangentially related, and so you can. I think everyone understands what we're saying about Davenport. It is surprising, but at the same time, if this woman is older, and I mean, I can just say, like, I grew up in East Tennessee. I have relatives that are just that are racist. I mean, they just are. It's not even like casual that are legitimately racist. I'm not gonna name any names or anything, but so if there is validity to these claims, is it surprising? Not really.
What's surprising is that she was here for so long.
Yeah.
And,
how long has she been doing this for? How egregious have the things been that she said?
And she doesn't have to be, like, full-blown racist. But I will say this, things that are in your heart, that are on your mind,
they come out when your blood's pumping.
It eventually comes out,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Oh, yeah.
It eventually comes out. The thing that bothers me the most is like when something is said, it's like, oh man, you can't judge him by the that little mistake. It was just a mistake. It's not how I feel. But I have never said anything close to that because that's not in my heart. It's never been in my mind. It's never been in my heart. So you won't hear any language come from me about not liking someone or feeling a certain type of way about someone because of how they look or what they practice, because it's all about how you are as a person. Like the craziest thing ever is to prejudge someone before you even know them. To prejudge someone, to have a feeling about someone based on something they can't even control. They can't control the color of their skin, but you have already said whether you like them or not. I think it's when you think about that, about how stupid that sounds. It doesn't matter if you are a good person or not. I don't like you because of how you look. What? How stupid is that? That just don't even sound right?
No.
A couple complaints said that some remarks she made caused some discomfort on the team. I will say there's been a lot of former cheerleaders that have come out in her support. Hopefully this can be resolved. It's just not a good look to have this happen again. I'm sorry. If you're using language that is making people uncomfortable on a racial level, then you have an issue. There's something there.
It's just tough sometimes, especially in this current climate.
It's very tough, which is why I'm hesitant to even discuss it today.
I think it's a worthwhile discussion because I think there could definitely be a divide in the administrators making decisions in this case, because I think there is a large, I guess, spectrum of ways to view this, because some people could look at something and say, oh, that's casual racism. That's unconscious racism. Isn't that what it's unconscious bias or whatever it's called? And then there are other people that would look at that and say, no, it's not. It's not that, and you're just being sensitive. And I think you would find that in administration there's a spectrum there, because that's just true among everybody. And there's obviously it's been covered widely. There's an extreme sensitivity on college campuses these days. I haven't seen it a lot at UT. I went to UT for 6 years and honestly didn't see a ton of it. Of course, I was in the school of business. That's a whole different set of people.
But it exists.
But it's definitely there in some sense. And so there could be a lot of angles to this story. I would definitely want to know, like, the details.
Oh, yeah.
I want some recordings. I want to know what this lady actually said.
Why was she retained after the first instance?
Before I throw a judgment down.
Are the people that have complained, is it some type of vendetta against her? Like, I need to know so many details here. The one thing that I do know is this is the second time. And so that makes me kind of skeptical. Like, wait a minute. I mean, one time, someone falsely accusing you or someone having this vendetta. I look at the whole Peyton, Jamie Naughtright thing that took place. Obviously, there's some history there where she's not a big Peyton fan. And remember, Sean King came out and wrote this story about Peyton Manning and accusing him of doing this and doing that based on Jamie Naughtright's was a former UT trainer that Peyton allegedly mooned and all that happened. Well, she's not a Peyton fan at all, and so she was calling members of the media here in Knoxville, and so that's one incident. If we had like 2 or 3 other people coming out and saying things against Peyton Manning, then you would have to be like, okay, well maybe there's something there. But this is just one person. I related to this with the cheer coach. Okay, you had one incident. It could be just one person trying to get payback on you for cutting them or being mean to them. Well, it's multiple people coming out and speaking out. Here's the second time that she's been put on leave. So this is not good for a university that we have. Condris Holloway, who was the first black quarterback in the SEC. You had Lester McClain, who was the first black player at Tennessee. Now, we've come a long way. We have a long way to go, there's no doubt. I'm one that gets excited when we have diversity, one way or the other. So when we have a change, like, hey, there's a white stud running back in the SEC. When's the last time we've had that? Or, hey, man, Auburn just hired a black AD. Or, hey, there's a woman in a very powerful position in athletics. Like, I encourage that. I love that. I can't wait to see more of that in the SEC. I was pumped up when Tennessee was prepared to hire Charlie Strong. It would have been our first black football coach. He didn't want to come here. That's cool, whatever. But I'll be paying close attention to this. This is not a good look for Tennessee athletics because the cheer program is right there in the middle of everything. I mean, you have your cheerleaders at every football game, every basketball game, and the last thing you want if you're Tennessee is your cheer coach being accused of that. So we'll take a break, come back, Swain event. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 2701 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, let Jared Castile and Butler, Vines, and Babb fight for you. We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Reciproco, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike, between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
If you've been thinking about getting a new mattress, don't wait. Shop any Better Mattress location right now. They are doing major spring cleaning. Over half the floor is half off. Get that guest bed you've been thinking about for a great price at Better Mattress. They're making way for new inventory and have incredible deals that won't last. The Swain event listeners get the first chance. The sooner you go in, the more choices you'll have. These are going to go fast. With just 2 weeks before new models hit the floor, Better Mattress needs to make room, and you are hearing about it first. Shop the spring cleaning liquidation sale at Better Mattress right now. Half the floor is half off. Good night just got better. BEDRmattress.com.
Gentlemen, when it comes to health and quality of life, there are numbers every man needs to know, including our testosterone number. I recommend going to Low T Center. They make it quick and easy to get your levels checked, and it's covered by most health insurance. Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy. It can raise your cholesterol, cause weight gain, and loss of muscle mass. Low T Center's physicians specialize in treating low T in men. Listen to me here. They know men's health and are reinventing men's health care. Call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. With the hot weather and humidity comes mosquitoes and other pests. Let Southeast Termite and Pest Control take care of that problem for you. They offer one-time or package treatments that control biting adults as well as larvae. Southeast Termite and Pest Control has been in business since 1971 and is local and family-owned. They offer free estimates and quotes with no obligations. So don't get bit anymore. Go with the pest control company you can trust. Call Southeast Termite and Pest Control at 865-925-3700 or find them online at southeasttermite.com.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Swain event fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Of course, Chris Lofton is going to be here early because he's a professional.
Man is on time and ready to go.
Yeah, he's going to be on time. He's going to be early. So since he's early, we had to throw him just, sit him down and throw some headset mic on and get him in here and start talking a little Tennessee basketball. So Chris Lofton joins us here on the Swain event right here in the studios of Low T Center, lowtcenter.com. CeeLo, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
It's good to hear from you, man.
Glad to be on. I've been waiting for my invite for this show. I keep up with it on Twitter. While I'm in Europe, so I'm a big fan of the show. Go Vols.
It's good. Yeah, it's great. It's great to have you here on the show. We'll get to Steve in Georgia. Got a little audio issues right there, but I'll get Chris back. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Can we hear you now, Chris? There you go.
Yeah, I can hear now.
There we go. There we go.
I'm all in. I'm ready.
We're good to go. Good to go. All right, let's get to Steve in Georgia. That's my fault, man. Youth and experience. Steve in Georgia, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Swain.
What's up, Steve?
Listen, and I'm listening to what you're talking about, and, I'm just shaking my head over here, but I just want to say this. I want to thank God publicly for my mama, because that woman wouldn't put up with none of that when I was growing up in East Tennessee and come home saying things I shouldn't be saying. She knocked some sense into me. She scared the living daylights out of me and told me that wasn't the way that I was going to be raised.
Yeah.
And then going on from there, I did notice that, you see a lot of it, but the two places I never seen it, and maybe I'm naive, but I never seen it, was whenever I played organized sports football and when I joined the Army. It was a common goal, and, I honestly feel like all it is once you get to know somebody, no matter where they're from, no matter what they look like, once you have to be with somebody all the time and you're working for a common goal, it just makes it real easy to love that person. So, look, man, I know I'm on a soapbox, but I just want to let you know, Swain, I love you and I love the guys. So, y'all have a good day.
Love you too, Steve. Love you too, Steve. And I'm not about to get Chris in here on this, but we was talking about this a little bit earlier in the show. And longtime cheer coach for University of Tennessee, Joy Postel-Gee, is on administrative leave, and this is her second time. Coach Fulmer did not comment. Tom Sakoyak, UT spokesman, said there was really nothing, no comment yet. And so I'm going to let things play out. I just know this is the second time. This is not a good look. And let's continue to monitor the situation and hope that Tennessee makes the right decision for Tennessee, makes the right decision for her. But we just hope that at the end of the day that our student athletes, that they feel comfortable, that they're welcome, that they have a great experience. And the great experience doesn't mean that you don't get yelled at, that you don't experience some type of discipline because you didn't do the right thing. There's a fine line between, treating your players bad and your players just being soft. And so that's what Tennessee is going to have to do during this investigation, is find out the truth and make the right decision for Tennessee moving forward. So I will allow them to do that. But we got Chris Lofton in the building, man. One of the best players in Tennessee basketball history. He will not admit that. He won't say it. He won't agree. He'll just say, hey, man, I did my thing. I played hard. Super modest, very humble. But he's back here in the States from winning a championship overseas. My first question, Chris, I see you have a shirt on. J.R. Smith didn't have a shirt for like the whole summer when he won the championship for the Cavs.
Yeah.
Do like when y'all win championships over there overseas, are there like parades that go on? Like I saw the picture of your team with the trophy. Saw you in the background there. What happens when a team wins a championship overseas?
Well, it was this was special for us because we wasn't supposed to win it.
Yeah.
In every series we were picked against, so it was that much special when that final horn sounded and, we were champions. But, that was on a Sunday night we won. So the next morning we got up and flew back. And later that night we had like a big parade. A lot of people came out, supported us. We had like it was like, I got a video of it. I'll have to show you. But it was nice. A lot of people came out, supported us. We had an MC on the mic, and, he was introducing all the players.
That's awesome.
The crowd was going crazy. So it was a great experience.
Is it like a 7-game series, or is it just one game?
It was a 5-game series.
5-game series.
First round was 3, semis and finals is 5.
Got it. So you're a champion, man. You're a champion now.
Champion.
And just in general, what is the level of interest in basketball in France? I mean, you're saying there's a big crowd showing up for y'all after you won. What is that like, the environment there?
Oh, it's a great environment. And during the playoffs was like on a whole nother level. Our home crowd was like simply amazing. The way they were in the game and, just the attitude they have. They were definitely like a help to us for sure.
Chris Lofton here in the Low T Center studio, Swain event fueled by Daddy and Barbecue. And me and CeeLo went to Daddy and Barbecue on Tuesday and had some nanner pudding,
man,
burnt ends.
I'm still full.
Man, we got busy at Daddy and Barbecue. You've been back in town for a few days, and you've been over at the basketball complex. You've seen the guys. The guys are training, they're working out. You've watched, along with a lot of other former players, you guys, stay connected and make sure that you know what's going on with your basketball program. What's been your opinion so far of Rick Barnes?
I like Rick Barnes. I'm a big fan of his. He like instills in the players, toughness. You got to work hard and defense, and when you have those keys, that's always a recipe for wins. And I think I wasn't surprised how they did last year because I knew it was coming. The way they work, the way he coaches and their staff, and just the impact they have on him. So I wasn't surprised, and I'm expecting big things this year too.
What player on this team reminds you of yourself? There's like one player, and no one is you, okay? No one can light it up from half court like you were able to do. No one, when they shoot the basketball, everyone in the crowd knows it's going in. Like, no one shot the ball like you. So let's go ahead and get that out there right now. I know you will disagree because you're modest.
Ability.
I know you're super humble and modest, but let me just get that out there right now. No one on this team is Chris Lofton. But if you had to pick maybe someone that is the closest to you, maybe personality-wise, work ethic-wise, how they carry themselves as a teammate, who would you say is probably the closest? Closest, just the closest. The closest.
Well, Lamonte, he's in the gym. He shoots a lot. He's getting a lot of shots up. So I would say him probably. And, he's not afraid of the big shot, to shoot the big shot. So I guess I'd have to say him.
When he hit that shot at Kentucky this year, in Rupp Arena, that definitely had the essence of Chris Lofton on it. I'll put it that way. Here's a question I have for you about Rick Barnes. Obviously, you carried out one of the most infamous shots in Tennessee basketball history against Texas, right over Kevin Durant's head. Have you talked to Rick Barnes about that shot?
I haven't. People bring it up.
That needs to happen.
Yeah, we're going to make that.
Yeah. That needs to be facilitated.
People bring it up a little bit around me, but, it was a great shot. I just remember, going to overtime and, kind of mad because, after that game we had a Christmas break, so we were all ready to go home, so we go to overtime, so that extended our stay. So, I'm just glad we won that game and, ended that Christmas break on a win.
Absolutely.
I really want to, because I know Kevin Durant, man, like he has burner accounts. He gets into it with people on Twitter. I really want to send him the video of you draining that three in his face, but I don't want to cause any drama because I know how you are, man. You super laid back.
You'll be tapping into the
yeah, man. I don't want Chris getting mad at you, but I know he's a MVP. He's a Finals MVP. He's a top 2 player in the world. He's unbelievable. But one thing that
he doesn't want any.
One thing that he can never change, and that's the fact that Chris Lofton drained a three in his face.
Full extension.
In his face to win the game and beat a team that was filled with NBA talent, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just NBA talent all over that team, and Tennessee got that win. Your favorite game is a Tennessee Volunteer, man. You're an SEC Player of the Year. You come from Kentucky, Maysville, Kentucky, Tubby Smith. Did not see Chris Lofton, the SEC Player of the Year. He didn't see that when he watched you in high school. So they didn't recruit you. So you come here and you work your butt off. You tear it up. You had a lot of great moments. But Chris, what's your favorite game? Your favorite moment wearing the orange?
My favorite moment.
Favorite moment, man. Favorite moment.
Y'all might think I'm a little crazy, but my favorite moment is when we beat Memphis in Memphis to be number one.
Yeah,
that's a great game.
Like, but. Like you look at the stats, I played awful. I think I had 6 points. I was like 2 for 10, 2 for 7. Like, it was bad, but, to be number one after my freshman year, what we went through, 14 and 17, it was just a disaster. And, from that freshman year to work my way to that senior year, to be number one at that time, it was a great accomplishment. So
JP
I would say that.
Came in big that game, didn't he?
He did. JP came in big.
Slashing the baseline like crazy.
Yeah, he was so athletic. He could bring the ball up after rebounds. He could play kind of like point forward for us. Defensively, he was long. He reminded me a lot of like Tayshaun Prince a little bit. He was giving guys trouble. Great rebounder.
Just couldn't pop it from the corner like Tayshaun, but hey. He could still play it.
Hey, he had a great game that game.
He did.
Great game.
I've never seen so many peers walking around with 3 lines cut into their hair.
7 points, 5 rebounds in that game.
See, so I didn't play good, but I'm a team guy, so it was
absolutely.
That win was just it was a great feeling.
I mean, because Tennessee basketball is not supposed to be the top-ranked team in the country.
Yeah.
You beat Memphis, which is a huge, huge accomplishment. Then, like, the next, 2 days,
We lose to Vanderbilt.
You lose to Vanderbilt. So,
Right.
like, how was that emotional roller coaster? How hard was it to get up for our Vandy team after you just beat Memphis? You're number one. Vandy is a rival, and they were a good basketball team too. That was what Shane Foster. That boy can shoot it.
Yep.
Like how hard was it to kind of get over that Memphis win to play Vanderbilt?
It was tough, just because that moment it doesn't really hit you, and then you realize oh, no time to celebrate, because that game was on a Saturday night and we played Vandy on a Tuesday, so it was like a very quick turnaround. But we knew Vandy at home is. Man, they're tough to beat, especially with Shane Foster. I mean, I don't remember him
Ogilvy was
missing.
a freshman.
Ogilvy, yeah, the big man. So they, their home court is, they held their home court down. They did. It was tough to win there.
He could shoot it. Chris, you are like a lot of former Vols who are playing professionally. You are putting on a camp here in town. Can you guarantee that if your child attends this Chris Lofton camp, that they can shoot just like you? Are you going to teach them exactly how to shoot like you? Can you guarantee that?
I'm going to teach them how to shoot, but I can't say they're going to shoot exactly like me. I don't want to lie to the kids. I don't want to lie. I don't want to be a liar, but I will tell you this. If they come, they will have great fun. They will have fun. Because at this age, I see a lot, everybody ranking kids, class of 2036 and 2000, I'm like, man, can we just let the kids have fun?
Yeah.
It's like, is it that serious?
Yeah, let them be
To be the number one
We've got
second
36 prospects.
I mean, the number one second grader in the country, sometimes I'll be like, is it that serious?
Hey, man, Tennessee football, we're offering 8th graders at quarterback.
Okay.
It's crazy, man, but that's the extreme to be having.
I mean, that's what goes on now.
Yeah.
You rank 3rd graders, 2nd graders, and it's like.
I think that's a little outlandish.
Question for you: You're from Kentucky, Maysville, infamously. And Kentucky didn't recruit you, and it was a whole deal. But nowadays, I mean, Kentucky specifically has their recruiting ways where they got like Drake calling these kids and all this stuff. What if that was going on when you were around? I mean, would that have changed things? Because it was a different landscape compared to now. I mean, it's out of hand. And also, you could go to the NBA early when you were.
Oh, Burris, you set him up.
Yeah.
So you say it again. What are you asking me?
Just what
You basically just asked him if Kentucky offered with Drake calling, would you
No,
go?
that's not necessarily.
That's what I was thinking.
That's not what. Yeah,
Don't set Chris up, man.
That's not what I'm. That's not what I'm asking. No.
Don't put that on.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
You have Chris getting hate tweets today.
I guess more just like, what are your impressions of that? Because it sounds like you got opinions on the recruiting.
I mean, that's a great recruiting show. I'll say that. You got Drake calling you. I mean,
pretty impactful.
Yeah, it's very impactful.
How am I drop you on Scorpion?
Blessed to receive a phone call from Drake.
Yeah.
You can see that now.
Receive my 6th phone call from Drake.
Yeah. Blessed to have talk to Drake about his feelings and my feelings. We talked, and I'm blessed to say I'm committed to Kentucky because of Drake.
But there wasn't that one and done culture really when you were coming up, and so I mean that landscape's completely changed. It's crazy.
It's all different. I've been reading like that. It might change back to that at some point.
I hope it will.
I hope so. Let them guys go to the league if they want to really go to the league.
Right.
So Chris, let's just say that there's a young man out there and their dream is to play at the University of Tennessee and be a shooter. What's the most important trait of a potent 3-point shooter? The most important trait. So like a quarterback, obviously, you can say arm, you can say composure, you can say their mental toughness, their brains. For quarterback, other sports you can say other things. But for a knockdown deadly shooter, what's the most important characteristic of a great shooter?
I think you gotta love it. I think you gotta love it, love it, and you gotta be a gym rat. Because if you think about all the great shooters, like they put in time, they master their craft. They work hard before practice, after practice. You know, it's every day. They're getting a lot of shots up. It's working. So
builds
I think,
that confidence.
Yeah, builds that confidence. So in the game, like you don't think nothing about it.
Because I think about Admiral Schofield and the jump that he made from, you know, just being a kind of a tweener, not really knowing if he was going to play post or play in the wing. I mean, he was playing the post before Rick Barnes put him out there in the wing. And so being on the wing, okay, you have to be able to shoot and make wide open shots to stretch the defense. And I remember, like, when Admiral Schofield was jacking up threes early in the season, I was like, whoa, I don't know if I'm ready for this yet. But then he was making them. And then he turned into, like, one of our best shooters, one of our most clutch shooters. How much work do you think went into Admiral Schofield being able to transform his shot and go from, you know, a post player to arguably our best shooter?
A lot of work. And he's one of the – like I was telling you, like this team, like they all put in the work. You know, a lot of them put in that extra work. Like I think they had this week off, and I went in there. What day was it? Was it Monday or Tuesday? And they were all in there shooting. You know, everybody, you know, has certain times they come in, and I forget who was shooting in. Like AD was coming in,
Yeah,
Lamonte was shooting. You know what I'm saying? They were like, you know, this is their off week, and they're getting it in. You know that's what it takes, and that's the culture I think Coach Barnes has brought to it. Like, you know, you got to love this. If you want to be successful, you got to love this. Like,
what's the number one trait in building that type of culture between a player and their coaching staff?
Number one, just
is there the respect factor. How do you go about building that? Is it the truth teller mentality of Rick Barnes?
I think it's, you know, Coach Barnes' resume speaks for itself. You know, everywhere he's gone, he's won. You know, like he's always had a winning record. You know, his players go to the league, so it's like, you know, he knows what it takes. So I think when he came here, like everybody know Coach Barnes, you know his resume. Like, you know, we got to listen to him.
Yeah, I remember when he came here and people were so caught up in him not recruiting, kind of like Bruce was able to recruit. You know, a couple years later. Now Bruce didn't recruit big time players his first year. You know, he wanted to build his program and then make his program attractive to the Scotty Hobsons and then the Tobias Harrises of the world. And it looks like that's what Rick Barnes is doing. He found himself in some really good positions to be able to sign some 5 stars, a guy that ultimately went to the NBA, and Anthony Simons. But Rick Barnes has a method. He's been doing it a very, very long time. Back to your camp, though. So your camp, Rocky Top Skills Camp, July 16th through the 18th at St. Joseph Middle School. So, Chris, is this the first camp? First year you're doing the camp? Is this something that we're going to do every single year? Kind of give us, you know, the rundown of how the camp got started and kind of the future plans of the camp.
I think this is the fourth year I've done it. 4th year in a row I've done it. And it all started one of my friends back in Kentucky. He was just saying, like, man, I think you need to have a camp in Tennessee. And I was like, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I don't know if it'd be like, you know, people would be interested for it. You know, I haven't played in a while. It's like, you know.
You're modest again. Yeah.
So,
here it comes.
One year he was like, let's just, you know, try and see. And, like, I think the first year we had a great turnout. You know, we had, like, maybe 50 kids. We've averaged about 50 kids every year. So it's been great. And, you know, I love being in there, like, with the kids and just seeing them have fun. And it's a great feeling knowing you can, you know, inspire and help kids.
Speaking of kids that you have hung out with and shot ball with, Brad, you want to tell a story?
Man, I will never forget. It was 2006-2007 season, correct?
I think we established that, yeah.
Y'all are hosting?
I think it was 05-06 season.
Okay, fair. The soon-to-be national champs, the Florida Gators, Joakim Noah, Al Horford, Corey Brewer, Humphrey is a part of that team, and they were deep. It's the Dame Bradshaw pump fake shot. You know, everybody rushes the court. We end up winning. I was a ball boy, towel wiper, sweat wiper upper, however you want to call it. You know, towel boy down on the court, sitting on the baseline.
So you would, you know, wipe the floor if someone fell?
Exactly.
Okay.
And we got this, T-shirt, got the shoes for the day, got there 4 hours early. They're like, all right, you guys can shoot and hang out. You've learned your responsibilities. But once the players start coming out, you got to go back, sit under the goal, and don't do anything until somebody asks you to do something. And so we're all shooting on one end of the goal. Long story short, I wanted some time for myself. They kept knocking my ball out. I go to the other end of the court. I turn around 2-3 minutes later, because I hear somebody dribbling up behind me. It's Chris Lofton. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Lofton. I can go put this up. He's like, no, you're good. Let's go get a few shots up. So we go around the arc, one shot from each corner, one shot from each wing, one shot from the top. And it was just fun, man. Of course, he rains every single one of them. I drilled 2. He was still pumped for me that I made 2. He goes on, carries out his workout, and I go sit under the goal and watch him, get warmed up for the game. But that little moment I carried with me for years and years and years, talked about Chris so often. I was a little three-point shooter in my days of playing basketball, so I was watching Chris left and right. And that moment, nobody in Thompson Bowling Arena before one of the biggest games where you think this guy's going to be zoned in, headphones, he doesn't want to talk to anybody. He was the most personable person in that entire arena after we had won. I mean, he's so nice, so gracious with his time, and it touched me for a long time, Chris. Seriously.
And now Chris comes in July 5th, 2018. He brings us donuts.
He brought us food.
Yeah, he brings us breakfast.
Unreal.
I don't know how to feel about that because Chris knows I'm being good eating, and he knows that today I'm back on it. And you bring those.
It was for everybody else.
Okay, okay, that's cool.
Incredible story for me. Yeah. An incredible moment for my life. Seriously, thank you for giving me that.
No problem.
And on that note, in that season, one of the most infamous things that happened was that Tennessee got a number 2 seed in the tournament. You played Winthrop that year, and you hit one of the most clutch shots I've ever seen in that corner.
I still don't know how you made it.
It was so awesome, but Tennessee had a few moments like that this year where, I told you, Lamonte hit clutch shots. Admiral against Georgia to win the SEC championship this year hit a clutch shot. When you're in that position, what goes through your mind? How do you become that clutch shooter that can make that shot in that moment?
It just starts from, those summers, those hard works in the summers and the off season. It starts so when you get to that position, you feel like everything's going in, like you're going to make it. So it's like, it's second nature to me. You got to have confidence, because there's going to be nights where it's not going to be your night, but you got to keep shooting, keep working, and just know that think the next one's going in.
When you talk about putting in the work, though, how many times have you practiced a shot like that, falling out of bounds, in the corner, you going over the top corner of the backboard to drop that thing in? The margin of error there is minuscule.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say I specifically work on that kind of
shot.
But
though.
I feel like, the work I've put in, when you work so hard, you kind of deserve, I deserve to make that. You feel like
I'm confident.
I'm confident in it. And, that's what it's all about, and you having confidence in yourself.
Well, I loved Lamonte this year after some shot that he made. We were interviewing him.
Kentucky.
And it might have been. And after that game.
Best quote ever.
He hit that shot and got asked about, what's going through your head at that point. And he said, I'm ready to take that shot because I'm not afraid to face my teammates if I miss it. And I thought that was really, really cool. And he has everything else you've been touching on, too. Plenty of confidence. But I thought that was an awesome, awesome quote from him.
That's a great quote. I always think about that. You remember that Michael Jordan commercial a long time ago where he says, I failed so many, you know what I'm saying?
Because
that's why I succeed.
Exactly, yep.
It's something like this, the same thing.
Keep coming
back.
back.
You can't be afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to miss.
When you're out working everybody on your team and you're in the gym more than anyone else and the game is on the line, if you take that shot and you miss it, you can't feel bad. You can look at your teammates going, yeah, I took it because I earned the right to take this shot. I put in that work. If I'm a wide receiver and it's 4th down and goal and we throw a fade route to me and whether it's successful or not, I'm sorry, I put the work in, hours working on that fade route. I've shown you that I can make that play. I've made it several other times. So you earn that moment. You're not just given that moment just because you're on the team. You earn that by what you do every single day. The work you put in practice, the work you put in, before practice, after practice. You earn that moment. You earn the trust of your coach and your teammates to to take those shots in a big moment, man. That was one of my favorite games. I remember I was at Dead End Barbecue. I was traveling and I had to stop at Dead End so I can watch the game. And that place, I mean, it was right at 9:00. They closed at 9, and they stayed open a little bit past 9:00 because the Kentucky game was going on against Tennessee. And I remember when Lamonte hit that shot, man, the place went crazy. But that quote was probably one of my favorite quotes, not just Tennessee, but just sports, period. I mean, it's so true. You know, you take that shot because you know that you can face your teammates if you miss it because you put in that work. So
and they know you've put in that work.
Absolutely. Yeah. They know it too. Absolutely.
This is a question. It's kind of off the wall, but so that same game, I was in a bar with a good friend of mine, and we were actually next to a Kentucky fan who was watching the game. He was devastated. It was hilarious. And like we had this great moment. We like high-fived. And, you know, Kentucky fans right next to us, and everyone in the whole place was going crazy. And essentially, Lamonte Turner gave Tennessee fans this really special moment. Do you think about that as a player, where really what you're making the lives of people better when you do things like that? Do you ever think about that? I mean, that really is the case.
That's so real, though.
Yeah, that really is the case.
Yeah, like, you know, when I put on that Tennessee orange, I wanted, you know, for my story where, you know, I didn't really have any scholarships coming out of high school. So, like, when I put on that Tennessee orange, I was giving it all for, you know, VFL. You know, that's I was giving it all for the orange. You know, they took a chance on me, so I felt like I had to, you know, try to reward them with something, do something, like, you know. And, you know, it's always been a special place to me just because they gave me the chance. Nobody else would. So so that was very special to me every time I put that orange jersey on those shorts. You know, it was always so special to me.
For you, playing and being part of some of the best times in Tennessee basketball, and your coach now at Auburn, like, how do you watch Tennessee play against Auburn? How do you see now Bruce at Auburn? Like, how do you view that now? Because I mean, Bruce is the enemy, you know, to Tennessee fans. I like me some Bruce. I like Stephen Pearl. You know, Stephen and I worked together when he jumped in the radio. I like Stephen.
His daughter got married last week. Congrats, Leah.
Okay, yeah. You know, I like Stephen. I like what Bruce did here at Tennessee. I appreciate what he's done, but he's the enemy. You play for him, so you have a different feeling. Yeah. What is that feeling when you see Tennessee playing against Auburn?
I mean, I hope Auburn does great, unless they play against Tennessee.
Exactly.
You know?
That's real.
Bruce. Yeah. Sorry, Bruce.
Hey, Bruce, I'm in your corner. Just don't beat my balls.
Just
I hope they do great. You
just
know,
not against Tennessee.
Coach was great. You know, I have nothing bad to say about Coach Pearl. You know, he did a lot for me and, you know, helped me out. And so him and Steven, you know, great people. You know, wish him nothing but the best down at Auburn.
What's coming up next after this camp, man? What are you looking forward to next the rest of this summer going into next year?
Just I'll probably go visit some friends, different places to work out, just to switch it up and, you know, enjoy. Probably take a little vacation somewhere, you know, on the beach probably.
Anywhere you've been dying to go that you haven't made it yet?
He's been everywhere.
I mean,
I know, right?
France, I think.
Golly.
It's pretty awesome.
I'm trying to think here in the States. Probably like somewhere L.A., Miami or something. Something for a little vacay, but
I got you.
That's about it.
Tennessee fans, when they see their you know, their idol, the superstar, you know, we think Eric Berry can play forever. No, Eric Berry's a human. At some point, he's going to have to stop playing. We've seen how, you know, human he is, you know, being attacked with this nasty disease, cancer, and then beating cancer and coming back and, you know, being a Pro Bowl player. Now he's had to battle back from you know, torn knee ligament, and there's no doubt he's going to be able to bounce back. But at some point, Father Time is going to catch up. Father Time is undefeated, just like Karma. Karma's undefeated. Father Time is undefeated. Never scored on. At some point, your basketball career is going to be over, and that's kind of hard to believe because I remember when, you know, you didn't have any facial hair. I remember that. And now
I took a double take when he walked in.
Yeah, man.
What is this?
I haven't shaved.
Yeah, man. So like, you know, we getting a little older.
Don't worry. Barbershop tomorrow.
There you go.
It'll be back.
How many years you got left, man? You think?
I don't know. I'm 32 right now. If That's a good question. As long as everybody always tells me, play as long as you can.
Yeah.
And I will say this, like it's a grind over in Europe. It's a long season, but I still love it every day. I still get up and do what I love to do as a job. So I'm very blessed by God to be able to do that. I think I finished my 10th year, so I'm just gonna keep going as long as I can. But eventually, I think I'm gonna get into coaching. I want to try it out for a year.
I love it.
Hopefully, UT gives me a job somehow over there.
Y'all hear that?
Rick Barnes.
If anyone's listening,
Deacon Barnes over there.
Bring in Chris Lofton, the coach, when as soon as he's done. You see like Dante Stallworth on Twitter, and he is traveling around the world. I think he was like in Rome or something, and he's rocking his UT, and he's running, and I think he tweeted out where he got like go Vols, just overseas. Has that happened to you where you're playing overseas and then you run to a Tennessee fan and they give you that nod like, hey man, go Vols?
For sure, it's happened. I can't remember. I saw a Tennessee fan. I can't remember if I was in Spain. It was one of the countries I've been into, but they were explaining. I think they went to UT, so it was always that was a special moment. So it's always good to find some Vols over in Europe when you're there.
Oh, absolutely.
How do you deal with the because I'm from Alabama, and I left Alabama, and that was not a pretty situation, playing football in Alabama. They think you're supposed to go to Alabama or Auburn, and so you leave, and then you go to the rival, and then you make plays against the rival to beat the rival. You had a similar experience where you're from Kentucky, you grew up with Kentucky all around you, being less than an hour away from Lexington there. It's a little different because Tubby Smith made a mistake by not recruiting you, but you were a big reason in why Tennessee was successful against Kentucky, beating Kentucky, and now you live in Kentucky. How is it when you go back home around those Kentucky fans, and you cause them a lot of heartache when you play here in Tennessee? How do you deal with that? What goes on there?
It's fun. It's all fun and games now, but like still to this day, people will see me and be like, "You should have been wearing that UK blue." Every summer, every time I'm in Lexington, somebody will come up and say to me like, "We should have had you. You were wearing the wrong color."
Yeah. Now I bet, man.
But did it make beating Kentucky that much more special? Did that make it a set apart game for you?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I can imagine.
It was very special.
When you think about like the NFL draft or NBA draft, and I remember when who was it? I think it was Maurice Jones-Drew. He chose the number 32 because 32 teams passed on him. Mm-hmm. And so you see these guys where they're so motivated, they're so upset and mad that they didn't get drafted higher or that a school didn't want them. Did you have that type of motivation where you was like, man, Kentucky they didn't want me. I'm going to show them, and that kind of fueled you in the gym every single day?
For sure. Coming out of high school, not just Kentucky, nobody basically.
Yeah.
I had an offer from NAIA school, but I always wanted to go D1.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
When I got here, it's I was so focused on proving everybody wrong. I blocked out stuff. I was just so motivated. Okay, nobody wanted me. I'm gonna show them, what they missed. And so that's, I came into college I was already mature, so I was just in the zone. I'm gonna work hard than everybody. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna, make sure that I have a great career and I want to do something special for UT basketball.
At least do everything in your power,
right?
Yeah.
Everything that you can control to get you in that position.
Exactly.
When you played, Chris, there were great shooters in college basketball. One that stands out was J.J. Redick when you were playing. And I remember there were, on sports shows, they talked about, okay, who's the best shooter in college basketball? You, J.J. Redick were mentioned. J.J. played for the hated Duke. And so when he would go out and play, in away games, the people would research things about his sister and his mom and have all these signs and stuff like that. Yeah. Now you have a little bit less than that, but you got Twitter where fans can just, they can talk directly to you if they want to. With Twitter and how sometimes, the players get some negative comments after a bad game, how do you think you would handles that stuff, man, with Twitter and all that stuff, all the heckling that goes on with basketball. Because no one messes with you because you're not pointing at the crowd or doing anything like, Marshall Henderson was doing at Ole Miss. I mean, no one really messed with you like that. But if they did, how would you handle it?
I would ignore them. Like, I don't care. Say what you want to say about me, Just take this 30 points I'm about to give you,
Exactly. Exactly. All from.
I just have that mentality, Like, I don't care what you say about me on Twitter, newspapers. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I might see it and look at it, but, like, I got tough skin, so I don't care what you say about me.
We had a phone call. I want to say it was Tuesday from David in Louisville.
Yes.
And so David in Louisville grew up in Kentucky, and he played against you. He didn't really play that much. He was on the team, okay? And he told us a story on Tuesday. He called in and told us a story about how your high school team beat them, but you had 33 points. It was all from three. And no one could check you.
11 threes.
Yeah, you had 11 threes in that game, and like 1 foot inside the half court line. You're draining them. And I was like, David, how did this happen? Wait a minute, you're telling me this story about you being on the team. You didn't want to check Chris. I mean, you wasn't assigned to guard Chris. What happened? And then he said, well, I didn't really play that much. So
it's like my entire starting five was 6'4" and above.
Exactly.
Was he talking about the state championship game?
Yeah, he said you would walk across half court, be on the K, and pull and just drill it.
Yeah.
You had
that was one of my best nights. It was in Rupp.
Yep.
39 points.
39 points.
39.
Right.
9 threes, only 9, not 11.
Oh, he said 11.
It was only 9. It was
9 threes. 9 threes.
It was only 9.
Wow. That's on fire right there, man.
27 from deep.
Golly. That is on fire.
What's the night that you remember the most in your entire basketball career where you were just in the zone? Is there one that sticks out, or is it multiple?
Well, in Game 3 of the finals this in June, I had 34 points, and that was on that stage, the finals. So that was a big night, and I was making everything. I was making everything that night. But I mean, I have to go back to Turkey 2009 when I had 61.
Oh,
yeah.
So that was your first year overseas, right?
That was my first year.
So wait a minute,
that's another level.
So you was ball hogging, Chris. Is that what you're saying?
They were feeding him that ball.
Yeah, I hear the good. I hear the number. I hear like the good game. But wait a minute, you scored 60-something points. So you was like LaMelo ball. You was ball hogging.
He's like Kobe.
I wasn't ball hogging, man. We had a great team, and you feed the hot hand.
Yeah.
You doing football.
61 points.
You got one-on-one coverage. What you doing? You going back to him every time, right?
Chris,
that's what they was doing.
Did you pass the ball to anybody in that game?
Man, I didn't need to that night. I wasn't supposed to bad.
Bet he had 3 dimes.
Probably not.
61 points.
I think it's on YouTube.
Oh, I gotta get on there. But the basket feels like an ocean, right? Everything you make.
I was making everything. Man, it was good. And the bad part is,
did you win?
I had 50, and I was like, I'm okay. I had 50. Take me out. Coach was like, no. The coach wasn't taking me out.
What was the lead?
We were.
And he was still letting you fly?
Man, he would not
take
me out.
I like that coach.
Like the bravado.
He would not take me out.
Yeah. I like it.
That coach, man. I could shoot whenever I wanted.
So he was like LeVar Ball then.
Yeah. Well, kind of all my coaches
and you was
been
LaMelo.
like that with me.
You was LaMelo.
Now that I think about it.
Those are wise men.
Yeah, a lot of my coaches have let me have the green light.
Why not?
So
it works.
Deserved. People be like, do you like all your coaches? I was like,
yeah, let me shoot.
Let me shoot all the time. So
let me shoot.
I can't say nothing bad about them.
Swain event fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. That is our time, 8:50 a.m., 100.9 FM, and I'll give you the lowdown here. Our next players only meeting will be with Chris Lofton.
Surprise, surprise.
We're going to record it right now, so make sure you get locked and loaded on SwainEventPlus.com. We will drop it on Monday, but we will record our players-only meeting with Chris Lofton. It's going to be phenomenal, fantastic. 8:50 a.m., 100.9 FM. We're off the air there, but if you're listening on the app, SwainEvent.com or SwainEvent TV, we will record that right now and drop that on Monday. And thank you for listening. For Brad Matthews, Charlie Burrs, Chris Lofton, I'm Jason Swain. That's our day for today. Peace and love. Have a great day. We're out.
20% chance of rain tonight with a low around